We are live and back with another episode of the All About Counter-Strike podcast with a slight twist on it all because StarLadder gave us this amazing setup and it is now all about the StarLadder Budapest Major because everything in Counter-Strike all revolves around the majors. That is what we end with in each season. It's the end of the year right now. It's the end of 2025. It's magic as always that's happening. Devilwalk's across the side from me.
What's my time?
What's your time? The same as mine. It is exactly 8 p.m. because we started on time, which is also miraculous. We never really understand that happening.
I mean, we've been running around, checking things, making sure we have everything ready for this. And yeah, it's going to be exciting to kind of delve into what's happened here at Stage 1.
And it's episode 35.
It is episode 35.
Like you had to think
Yeah.
I asked you with confidence, hoping that you would back me up, and then I would know that that's actually factually what was happening. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah. Twitch chat, are you with me right now? Because first one, someone in chat said, is audio fixed? Our audio has always been good, you know, just that works very well for us. We don't have problems with that. But Devil, we've got to look at this. Let's be honest straight away.
Yeah.
Stage 1 was a bit of a mess from the opening day of how things started, but it got progressively better. If we're not talking about a Counter-Strike, we went through the fire and we came out the other side ready for Stage 2.
Yeah, I think every day, I mean, even from a talent perspective, every day has gotten better. More things have worked. Communication has improved. So, you know, I have nothing good to say. You know, things can happen, especially when you plan an event. You have two different venues. StarLadder, obviously, a little bit, new back into Counter-Strike. So it's been great. I've enjoyed my time on the desk thoroughly. I've gotten the pleasure to work with some of the world's best analysts in this game. So it's a learning experience for me. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
I wanted to stop you for a second there because you said you had nothing good to say.
Oh,
you mean only
nothing bad. Nothing bad.
I was just letting you roll for a long time and I'm thinking,
okay.
Did he really just say that? Like it was that bad of an experience for you?
No, I meant the reverse. But slip-ups happen.
So on this episode, I'm going to need to get my phone out because I need to look at the document exactly of what I agreed and what we would be doing. We have got multiple guests on here as well, which is obviously positive for all of us in here. Do you know what? It's just too many documents, too many folders, too many things that are happening. And I found it. Episode 2, here we go. So we will have... joining us for pretty much the whole episode, Styko will be coming to join us. Obviously, professional player, currently doing some interviews as well, has been an analyst at the same time.
An old player of mine.
An old player of yours, so we have to sit you two next to each other so we can keep that vibes all nice and tight. That is just a mandatory thing. You said Styko needs to be as close to you as possible, right?
Yeah, I need to keep an eye on him. He can be quite tricky.
Is he a troublesome person?
He is actually the least troublesome person I have ever dealt with. I think that in a team environment, he is pretty much, only comes with very logical kind of ideas, answers, and problem fixing.
Okay, I didn't need you to glaze him. That was not what we were trying to do here.
Just telling the truth.
All right, and then later after that, right, so we'll be doing like a bit of a review of Stage 1 results for Styko. Then we're bringing Launders in for a preview of Stage 2. And a tier list, even though Maui's not here. Shout out the Maui tier list expert over there. Then after that, we're going to be having in the manager of Paravision. We're also going to have the performance coach of NAVI and the manager of Tyloo, which I'm really excited for because we never really get an understanding from this organization, these players, right? Because Jack, if people don't know, like he does a lot of translating things to help out, but he is a manager. He's been with Tyloo for... I don't know, maybe since 2018, if I remember correctly. I'll check with him when he gets here. But that's going to give us some epic insight into what's going on with Tyloo at the moment and what chances they might have. But that's the full episode. For everyone who's watching on Twitch chat, I do actually have the chat open this time around. So if you are typing in there, let's see if everyone responds. Hi, chat. Look at this. I'm in control. I've got it all here. So you guys can join this wild ride. If you've never seen the All About Counter-Strike podcast before, we do just normally do this on pre-recorded on YouTube. But this is our live show. This is specifically... for working with StarLadder. They gave us this epic area to do it all in.
It is beautiful in here.
It is really beautiful. We got all the major legendary pictures and the championship trophy lifting moments alongside it. They gave us a massive monitor. They gave us all of these epic equipment to work with. Like, we're pretty cooked in terms of getting everything that we wanted. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be this good. We've got giveaways that will be coming later in the show as well from Corsair, one of the sponsors, and around the banks in the chat is what you guys said. So thank you very much, chat. I am listening. I am watching. We're making this happen. But let's not waste any more time because I've probably blabbered on for too long. Yeah, 4 minutes. It's within my 5-minute schedule, so that's fine. Let's bring on our first guest. He is a non-troublesome player. Devilwalk was already glazing him like crazy. He is a current pro player. Don't know if he still wants to play or not because he's trying to take my job. Not going to let that happen. He's an analyst as well. He's got a banging YouTube channel where he reveals his earnings so nothing is hidden. It's Styko! Walk faster so I don't have to hold my voice, bro. I'm not going to do it that long, man.
Hey guys, hello. Thank you for
How you
having
doing,
me.
mate?
Yeah,
You good?
doing
I think
good.
it was a fair assessment of you that I did, or was it too much?
I told you to say it, so
Yeah.
you did good.
Did you pay him?
I did not. I don't need to pay.
It's later.
Okay, well, do you know what I'm going to hit you with first, Styko? Earlier, and this is an exclusive for everyone in Twitch chat and Kick and YouTube, wherever you are watching, we did a 3-hour interview with Shoxy today, and he spoke that you might not have had the best relationship in there, so
Yeah.
you'll see that later on, but
Okay.
that's a whole thing that you went through during the Apex journey.
I mean, it happened multiple times in my career where things just doesn't work out. It's natural. If
Are you maybe the problem?
I mean, of course, to some extent, everyone is, right? But,
Yep.
you know, there were a lot of moving pieces a lot of the times, and sometimes you can't control stuff. So
Yes, that is what happens with all of it. But we got you here specifically to go through the fact of everything that happened with stage 1. But the first thing we need to do is like, you guys, even though you are no longer on the same team, he used to be your coach. You spent a lot of time together, but you are like a comedy duo when we're in the green room bullying each other. Like, they're chasing each other around and poking fun at each other, making jokes about times. Give me, from your opinion, Styko, the funniest or most embarrassing thing you can say about this man that is Devilwalk.
most embarrassing. I mean, he won the major and pulled down his trousers.
Yeah,
That's the classic, right?
he had to
But
do that.
He had to do that.
It was in my contract.
You know, embarrassing thing about Lofa, right? Devilwalk.
Yeah.
We have nicknames. We're tied like that.
Yeah, we're
We have nicknames.
we're on nickname basis.
Yeah, there's not much because, like, yes, we've been friends, but at the same time, I feel like whenever he was my coach, there was still this mutual respect. Whatever you were teaching, I mean, you obviously get to the heights which I have not been as a player, that is winning the major. And maybe even at the time when you won it, you didn't really know what it means, right?
No, probably not. I mean, it was the first one. There
It was just
hadn't
another
really-
tournament, right?
It wasn't just another
Okay.
tournament. But I mean, back then it was like you had $10,000 tournaments, and all of a sudden this $100,000 prize comes up,
Yeah.
and you just, you know, which is a small amount in today's Counter-Strike, but
back
a
then-
huge one for us back then. It was a huge deal. It was like winning 10 tournaments
Right.
at the same time.
So yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of funny stuff happened with us. Like, we've had pretty good
But
relationships.
we're very, very different people.
We are
We're
absolutely
absolute opposites.
opposites.
Chaos Devilwalk, organized in everything Styko.
Yeah.
That is the
much.
best way to explain him.
Yeah.
That's
But
a problem. That's a recipe for disaster.
It probably should be the other way around, that I'm the chaotic player and Styko is more the structural coach. But I think we made it work. I think we took a team. I mean, whenever we speak about that team,
Yeah.
we always say that we took it to lengths further than it should ever have been taken.
Probably. And with a lot of difficulties on the way, whether it could be through organization, we played for a good portion of the year where we just didn't have any salary,
I
and we
think it was
still made it to the
11
minor.
months.
Yeah, right? And
Yeah.
we still made it to the minor, and then we were having some trouble. COVID hit as well.
I think we were one game away from the major as well.
I think we did.
And we qualified to one major that was cancelled in Rio.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah.
But still, like, whenever we picked up someone new, it was not like we bought someone out.
No.
We kind of like, we're hiding these
You were our most
finding
expensive
these
one, but we were lucky with you
because I got terminated the contract.
because we faced Mouse in the minor.
Yeah, and because of conflict of interest, I couldn't play against them. So we basically terminated the contract right before that game.
Oh, wow.
That's the only reason he could join us.
Right?
So that actually worked out in your favor.
Yeah.
That's a win. We like that. That's a good way of cheating the system a little bit, boys.
Well, I don't know if we were the ones cheating.
I mean, it was just a business decision, which I completely understand. I wouldn't want to play against a team that I'm contracted to.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, right? It's kind of weird. These days, people are owned by the same team and they play in the same major and play against each other and everything's supposedly all fine. But that's just CS right now and where we're at with it all. I want to start going down how stage 1 went, and I want to start over the side of Asia, most importantly China with this one. Or did you want to start with the 3 hours, Devilwalk? You did the order.
No, we go through the losers first,
through
and then we
losers?
go through the winners.
I was on time. I got it right. Correct. All right, so Rare Atom.
Yeah.
Wasn't one I had faith in to do well.
No.
But like, they were just not on par. They were not ready. Obviously, it makes sense when you're Orpa, who has played at the highest level within Asia a long time, over and again, is maybe then pushed into the coach role, and you'll get some young talents coming through. But even when we did the exit interview with them, they weren't even that sad. It was more like, we expected this. We're trying to learn from this. We're trying to grow some of the younger players up.
I mean, to be fair to them, they had a really chaotic season. They had multiple player changes. Their coach stepped in as a playing coach for a while. Then they picked up, you know, a 32-year-old Marek, I think he is, just like 25 days before a major.
Yeah.
And I watched a couple of their demos just before the major, just to do some prep, and they looked really simple. They looked really kind of, if you compare it to other people I looked at demos to, actually bad.
Right.
And it's understandable because of their chaotic season. It's natural. You're not going to be able to kind of make a deep playbook, field, you know, all of these different strats when you're constantly changing players out of the season. It's just no way. They didn't have the time to be ready for this major.
I mean, on another hand, you can look back at their very first game, I think against Imperial in the best of 1, and that ended 11-13.
Yeah.
I think in that game, there were a couple of moments where things were just a little bit unlucky for them. If they started the major journey with a 1-0 win in that best of 1, a lot of things could have gone differently. But I admittedly have to say that was probably by a little bit of, maybe even 2 steps, like the weakest team performance-wise at the stage 1.
Well, I'll say a little bit weaker than that, though, and maybe a surprise. I don't know if you saw in the first episode, Styko, but when it came to Lynn Vision, I was majorly hyped on Lynn Vision.
You actually, we did like the surprise of the major.
Yep.
I picked FlyQuest. I can't remember who Maui picked, but Ted picked Legacy, and Banks picked Lynn Vision.
What a good
To
call.
be fair, they were a surprise, but not in the same fashion that you imagine.
Bro, I even said it right. Yeah, they can lose against FaZe, and I have zero problems with that. It is FaZe. But after this, it just went downhill and more downhill. And bro, what? Like, we're even putting this picture up to make, like, to talk about this thing for Emilia. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's obviously in a situation where his family, he wanted to make them proud. They have not much money. Doing CS and actually having some success and getting somewhere was going to make a difference to their lives, right? Which in that emotional side of things, you look at it and think he's got so much that he wants to do well. Now, stage 1 of Austin, this is off the top of my head because I've just got Twitch chat in front of me. It was like 1.21 rating, I think it was, right? He was dominant. He was jumping on chairs and tables and going crazy and enjoying himself. And then the fall off was insane here, but I need to explain to all the European and like rest of the world fans that I'm on these Chinese social media. I use Bilibili and Weibo. Some of the Chinese fans are so toxic that I actually would say, like, it's not all of them. It's just a huge country, right? But it's, imagine you're part of such a huge country and a big fan base of Counter-Strike, and they are hating so intensely on him. First of all, for showing emotion, because they don't like that kind of thing. And then the fact that, like, obviously they played bad. But I wouldn't be so harsh on them because they were in China a few days before this event. They played Rare Atom, right?
Yeah.
And then they got themselves into a position where they won that final, but it was one of the longest finals of like history. Westmelon had a nosebleed from playing that final because it was so intense. He was awake for so long. And then they come into this. They didn't do what they did in Austin with having like two 2 weeks practice in Austin before in America, right? They came fresh here and everything just got blown up for them. Like they were not able to hit their own level. These guys are actually
They weren't even in Europe,
no.
so he's probably jet lagged as well.
I'm not going to say they never use the jet lag excuse, but I'm going to say like it looks really bad and it was a bad moment for them, but the pressure they felt because they know what they could have done was so huge. So this is disappointing, especially losing to the Huns who they regularly normally beat.
Yeah.
But it's like they were not even a close chance of themselves to be seen in any way.
No.
I think their average is like 4 rounds per map, 4.5 or something like that. So it's not looking good. But again, I'm like finding the positives, I think. Despite this performance, what happened in that exit interview, I think that was for the first time that we've seen this side of a team in a long, long time. This emotional side, and maybe could tip a lot of fans on their side in the future. Like for me, this shows character and how much it matters to them, how much it means to them. Obviously, they were coming here not as a pure outsider, but definitely stage 2 would be already an achievement, I believe, for them.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that despite the result, they just gained some fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I think just like Banks was in, I don't know how it responds to the kind of Asian or Chinese fan base, but I definitely think for Westerners, you know, having an Asian teams that shows this much personality and, you know, wears their heart on the sleeve is a positive thing. Like, I loved the whole Lynn Vision story in Austin, and, you know, seeing them that heartbroken and crushed, you know, it gives another level to that kind of perspective of them as human beings as well, which, you know, when I look at that, there's been plenty of times, you know, you're disappointed, you're crushed, you're mentally, you know, fatigued, and you've put so much work and effort into something and it just doesn't work out, and you feel like a failure.
Yeah.
And I resonate with that feeling that they feel when they stand there, and being very close to like have tears on the desk segment after, because it's so emotional.
Dude, I was nearly crying during that moment because, like, obviously I know I've spoke to Zaka and Call Me Sue who have like the better English. Gum speaks as well, but I'm less close to him. But I know what this means, not just for them, but like for Emilia in terms of the like what he's trying to do and achieve for his family. And so to come from that background and need to achieve success within Counter-Strike and have this, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about the sticky money, it's about like changing the life of his family and for everything else for the future. This is heartbreaking for them. But one thing I think is like maybe they want to go through a player change or something, but this is not a devastating result like that ends the team, because they know their floor is way higher than this, but they definitely need maybe some mental coach or something like that, because the pressure was mounting up on Emilia and he was just playing worse and worse. And I think we spent enough time on them, right? We should probably go on to the next team because there's so many we need to cover on this. Red Canids next in there. The team that almost was.
Yeah, I mean, they were surprisingly good. I think a lot of people had them in the 0-3 bracket.
You say surprisingly good. Are we now saying that, though, only because they took a map from FaZe? Because beating GamerLegion in their current state, that's not a big wow.
No, but you can look at the Fnatic game. You can look at GamerLegion. They had a really hard set of opponents if you actually look on the screen. And
Hard set for stage 1. We were looking at expectations like that, yeah.
I never expected them to be close to making it to stage 2. So I actually think that this is kind of a win for them in some area, even though it's, you know, rather pick up a clean victory and actually have it on paper. But overall, we're above my expectations of performance, and I don't think that they should be like miserable or severely disappointed. I think they showed that they could match up against some of these teams and pick up wins, and I think that's a good step in the right direction from what I've seen.
I think if I look at the individual pieces of the team, it's kind of expected result in my eyes. I was impressed during the moments. I don't know exactly like the full statistics of the whole team, but there were moments where I think Drop was playing extremely well, and then also Kawes that like, really impressed me in a lot of like tough situations.
Kawes showed us at least an improvement from when we saw him on Pain, right? It's certainly a step in the right direction. I'll give him that.
And what I wanted to say is that, yeah, maybe they were not, again, as a favorites coming into the tournament or even favorites to move to next stage. But for Brazilians, I think the first stage is usually the hardest because of the pressure. And I think it showed in Red Cannon's game, where I felt like that FaZe game was kind of a throw.
100% a throw.
Kind of a throw is understatement.
Yeah.
And then also we will talk about them, but Legacy were kind of in the same position where they just should have won. Right?
Yeah.
They've had 3 match points to go to the next stage against a rookie team of Paravision. They didn't. So it was
And that's
Brazil.
not even mentioning Fluxo, who also...
Exactly. So basically all Brazilian teams were so close that we would not be talking about them right now in this segment about losers, but they were so close that we were going to be talking about winners, which is a success.
Yeah, it is a success. I also need to mention that this point in the show, before we go on to any more of the teams in here, that we have Corsair giveaways for you guys. I'm going to pull this over myself. We got some mice up here. We got the headset as well. Corsair have gifted us with some awesome giveaways. You can win them on Twitch, and you'll be able to enter only on Twitch. Or if you're watching somewhere else, come on into Twitch and make sure you can enter and have a chance to win one of the awesome prizes. But again, thank you to Corsair for giving it away. There will be multiple prizes given away throughout the live stream itself. For the VOD, unlucky you missed out. You should have watched it live, but there we go. There we have it. So, Red Kensizor, are we a little bit too gassed by them in what they did against FaZe, that we're giving them more?
I mean, I think the first game, they probably should have won as well against Fnatic, if we're completely honest. This was a game where I think Crims aced in the last round to bring it to overtime.
That was crazy.
And
First ace since 2018 or something?
Yes.
Yeah. And so they probably should have been 2-0 up from the start. I mean, to some degree, obviously a different opponent if they won against Fnatic. But I still think that they could have, they put themselves in a position where they could have qualified for the next stage. It's just a matter of a few rounds and a few situations that go their way, and they are there. So in that sense, I think they should still be proud. I don't know, is it a 4-month-old lineup, something like this? Because it's kind of like a team put together by misfits in some sense, from different big Brazilian teams. So I don't think they should be ashamed at all by their performance. I think they played way over what people expected.
I think they shown ceiling, but they didn't reach it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they kind of choked in every single loss that they've had. So apart from Legacy. So
And they should have beaten FaZe, realistically.
Yeah, they should have.
They
beaten
had
Fnatic,
FaZe on
They
the
should have
road.
beaten FaZe. They didn't have a chance against Legacy.
Yeah.
But that's. I mean, that's.
it's a local rivalry as well. Like those games are kind of tough to watch, tough to analyze because things just happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
All right, from there we can go to the Huns, because the Huns, I think a lot of people had 0-3. They beat Lynn Vision here. Okay, we're using all the sad pictures.
Yeah.
By the way, 9 was very smart. He just he was going to cry. He still did the full interview. Then I saw him. He was on the floor, on his knees, and then stood back up off camera. And he just fell into my arms. And I'm thinking, these guys are going to, someone's going to make me cry at some point throughout this major, because people may just community may laugh and go, oh, blah, 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 whatever. But you need to remember what this means for people who 9 hadn't made the major since 2022, There's obviously more slots for Asia, which is why they could do it.
Yeah.
But there you go. There's the one here right now, if we can show that bit on the screen. The one we've gone past it. It's too slow. It's all right. But he was down on his knees, and it's the thing he struggled with was the fact that he said, as him as an IGL, he just called badly at the end. And they believe that they could have at least beaten Imperial and Mirage, and they should have had it, right? Mirage was second map. But it was his own fault why they let down, and he felt like he let the team down. But we heard very good things. You heard it, didn't you, Devilwalk? That in practice, in Europe, because they had 2 weeks in Europe, and they were doing really well.
Yeah, I heard some good things that they were shooting really, really hard. Now coming into this stage 1 is a bit special just because we have an audience, we have, a caster's desk, we have analyst desk at the same time, everyone's watching, there's full of cameras. There's a lot of things going on at the same time, which is different to a lot of tournaments, different to a lot of group stages. So there was an extra element that people aren't used to. And I think that you could see that a little bit, especially in these teams, that it was an environment they weren't really 100% comfortable with. So I still think that if I was a player and I would be playing in one of these teams, it would be a really good experience, and I would take it that way after having some time to kind of digest the losses, especially if I've had a couple of close ones, then it takes a little bit longer to digest them.
I was also bringing it up this in interview with them, pre-match interview with Nine, is that current situation in Mongolia is kind of, is it putting any difference or pressure on them? Because current situation with Mongols, they were forced to bring controllers in, which, of course, he's doing well, but how long can he keep up with it, right?
Yeah.
And they could have only picked a player who was from a Mongolian team outside of the current major.
Exactly.
And therefore, they probably looked at someone at Huns, but couldn't pick them anymore.
Yeah.
However, after the major, season resets and everything resets, and it might put one of the Huns player in the target for potential Mongols, and who wouldn't want to be in the best local team and at some point #1 in the world for 2025. This is another element.
Yeah.
Nine said in the interview that he've never even thought about it.
Yeah.
But how can you know, maybe one of his teammates did, and it kind of is in the back of the mind, because some changes are probably going to happen. We will never know.
I understand what you mean. It's like essentially in the back of your head, you're saying, I need to perform, and
To break through to get to Mongols.
yeah, and that's never a good thing to do. I mean, if you're thinking about the future while you're playing the game, no matter how you're thinking about it, even if you're seeing the scenes when you win a game, it's a bad thing, because every second you need to adjust in Counter-Strike, and every second you need to do something different, either in a strat or a detail. You forget one thing, you get punished at this point when you're playing at the major, if you skip one of those steps. So it can definitely be an element that affected them, and I'm not sure I really believe that he did not even think about it till now.
Why would he lie to me?
I don't know, man.
Just
It's easiest to lie to him, you know. Just feed him with some false to put into the world.
maybe before that interview he didn't think about it, but thanks to my interview, he started thinking about it. That's why they lost.
All right, what I'm going to do as well, because I missed out the call out for this, is !Corsair in chat. !Corsair in chat if you want to win some of the Corsair prizes. 3 prizes up for giveaway. I don't want to be too much on that. Next team we need to look at, GamerLegion. Biggest disappointment of stage 1 for me.
100%.
For me. Because this team has had time now, yeah? And they did keep saying the same thing of they didn't have the same amount of time as like what they would have wanted to practice and bring Hypex in. But they had events, yeah? They did have time to go take them to actually real official practice. And this team is expected to do better. You lost to Fluxo, Red Canids, and then Paravision at the end. They were more competitive against Paravision, right, in that sense. Okay, you could have beaten Red Canids on overtime, but I don't care about the scoreline. The caliber of these players, yeah, how they've been working together. This is now not an AWPA problem. This is a team problem, because this was like, I could accept them struggling in stage 2, but this was bad. And like also fair play to Ash, because obviously he took a lot of responsibility himself, because you can't be a coach who takes so much credit for all the positives of a team where we as the community have been hyping up GamerLegion for punching above their level, and then seeing that like this drop off, he now has to take some of that blame.
No, I think 100%, but I also think, you know, you look at these games and you look at the names of the teams they're playing, it's not even like a massive, like it's a disaster. Like it's an absolute disaster. You played Fluxo, Red Canids, Rare Atom, and Paravision. You should be, first 3 games, they should be winning pretty much every single game. The one, I mean, I had Paravision as my prediction, but at the same time, they should still be favorites in that matchup.
Because of the experience difference as well. GamerLegion is regularly playing against better opposition than what Paravision does.
Yeah, I mean, Fluxo before, I think they surprised a lot of people. Still got to that point where
Could have had a chance.
yeah, Red Canids also surprised a little bit. But these are close games, and only picking up a 2-0 victory against Rare Atom, which I personally would describe as the weakest team in stage 1,
Yep.
is not a good look. It's just a terrible look.
I think as much as it pains me, we have to talk about the rest for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because after the first day, after those 0-1 losses against Fluxo and Red Canids, where they won, I'm counting now 23 rounds and they lost 29, right? So it was pretty close. He was the worst European player rated at the major. He had like 0.6 ratings from those 2 games alone. As a star player who is consistently carrying you through, that is a terrible time to pick an off day from Counter-Strike. ZTR wasn't too much above him, I believe. So these guys were just below 0.8 rating, and then it was way too hard to recover from a 0-2 scoreline. Yes, Rare Atom, they did it pretty well, but then the PARIVISION game, you could see how not confident were they in a couple of situations. Positive, again, that I'm trying to draw from this is Hypex.
Yeah, Hypex was...
I think he was great in even the body language when I saw him around, when we did content together. Like,
Yep.
he was pretty, like, he was enjoying it here, despite him not having a sticker still, but it is what it is. Like,
But it also adds to the disappointment that, they've been struggling to find that 5th player, that
Yeah.
AWPer, that would deliver for them. And all of a sudden, Hypex comes in and he actually does a great job. And all of a sudden, the riflers are just disappearing.
Yeah. Which is
Even
the opposite of
PR,
what you
he was
wanted.
good, but he was not near the level that I expected from him still.
Can I put this out there? Obviously, there's the rumors that 100 Thieves wanted the core, right? So we're probably thinking Towson, PR, and Rez. Even if they can't take the core, someone's taking PR now.
Probably.
There's no way he's
There's
staying on
so
Game
much
Legion going
interest
into next
in it,
season.
for sure.
There's
There
no
must be.
way. And that means, again, by the way, if they lose the core, Ash is signed for an extended period of time now with Game Legion. He has to rebuild from 0 VRS points if that happens, if they lose the core.
But the 2 best players are PR and Towson.
Yeah.
well, you have to add rest to it as well, but just not this major.
Yeah. But I would still, even with that, I would still play Stress as 3rd.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you have to also understand that the budget that GamerLegion has to work with compared to all other top 15, top 10 teams in the world
Yeah.
is just fraction.
Yeah.
And that is putting immense pressure on Ash. If he is forced to rebuild, like, what is he going to find? How is he going to, it's the current VRS system doesn't allow you to just chill for 2 seasons and just build a structure and then suddenly break through. You have to kind of start putting results immediately.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also a question of how motivated can you be after so many rebuilds? How motivated can you be to consistently bring up these players and not really get maybe the reward that you were looking for in terms of pushing into tier 1, challenging for trophies, etc., etc.
I think
It's also a question.
Yeah, I think Ash consistently shown that he's able to build the lineup almost out of thin air and bring the structure, teach the basics, just play with confidence and be this, like, put your pieces into comfortable positions, right?
Yeah.
But also we are yet to see Ash actually play well when they're favorites.
Yeah, this is it. They're still struggling against that. They can play against the big boys, but it's also on the player struggling with the
course,
pressure
yeah.
side as well. All right. So I don't know. I think like this Game Legion's kind of dead going into 2026. We'll have to wait and see. They're at least going to lose PR. If they lose the 3 core, then it's a real crazy rebuild. And I think that's why you could see that Ash was obviously so devastated by it all. There's this clip. Donna obviously did the winners interview with James. And you can just see him like punch the monster fridge behind.
I think he
afterwards.
punched air behind the
Oh,
fridge.
punch it.
It looked like he
It
punched.
looked like he punched the fridge, but he's punching. But I can understand it,
Yeah.
right? For him, it's devastating. We need to keep moving on forward because otherwise we're going to end up with a mammoth too long show again. So we need to next go to Fluxo. We don't need to spend too much time on them. I feel like I did the Austin 03 interview with Fluxo last time. They changed up 2 players. They bring in Lukowski and Decenti. It looks better. Lukowski's biggest thing when he was on MIBR was he wasn't used in the way he wanted to be used. They started to give him a bit more of that, making him comfortable. This isn't like beating Game Legion.
It should be
beating
FaZe
Fnatic.
losing to FaZe.
Yeah,
2-1.
losing to FaZe 2-1, not 1-1 in that. There was obviously a third map in there as well. But I'll just say this is a step forward for Fluxo. Probably continue with this lineup. Maybe they want to make one change in there. What do you guys think? Just this is the only thing I really need to touch on with you on it is Art's calling style now. How do you view it?
I think it's a little bit outdated, but
Still.
for the Brazilian players, I think they're comfortable in this kind of a system.
Okay.
You know, like he's letting people do what they want. He's also allowing himself to play more on intuition. He said it multiple times that when I asked him about the double op setup that he's running, he just said, no, we haven't practiced it. Like, this is the first time I've had op on B-side train.
Which is
and I'm
trying.
like, and they won that map against Fnatic, I believe, and he was actually owning. So I think if you play on intuition and you play well, that's great. That's Brazilian thing. But is it consistent?
No.
Not really. Like, people will expect you to do these things and things will not work out. And even though they did not go through, that 2-0 start was definitely an overperformance.
Yeah, I think for me the biggest surprise was actually Art himself and his individual level, because last time I saw him in the Austin Major, he did not look like himself at all. He had terrible performances, and here we could see a little bit of his former self back into it, and especially when he picked up that double op setup. Against Fnatic, I think he was the best opera on the server by far, and he played it like 5 rounds in total. So
Yeah.
I think he picked up like 5 rounds. He picked up like 9 kills or something with the op, which
Also-
is pretty good.
Also, shout out to Decent for putting pretty good numbers after
Wait.
after the surgery that he
We have to tell the story as well.
Yeah, okay. So
Decenti basically every time he saw Styko,
Yeah.
he walked past Styko and was like look like
like, I got you. I'm
He's
seeing,
just
I'm
looking-
watching you.
Because he saw Styko put them 0-3 and every win they got on stage, Styko's there on the stage with me and Decenti's like, nah, I told you.
We were doing some content together, right? And we were doing it fine and we were best friends, you know. And then suddenly he saw my pick'ems, and ever since then he barely spoke to me. I was so afraid to walk past by him.
See, look at this. You made yourself public enemy number 1, but they didn't qualify, so you were still right in some degree. We'll keep moving. We'll move on to NRG next because great in best of ones, not so good when it came to playing in the best of threes. Coach Daps was actually positive. Like, he was playing a bit wild at times, pushing smokes, finding timings, playing on instinct, I would say, right? He made it fun, but the only, like, Daps was very much, none of this event matters. Like, no help for me playing with this. This wasn't a good thing. They might have made it with Nitro, but I think they may have not even won some of the best of ones with Nitro, because then they would have felt a different level of pressure. The positive for me was Exotic.
Yeah.
A player who's now played 5 lands total his career, all this year. Very smart man from outside of the game as well. Was not relying on just CS, went to study and everything else for, there we go, NRG right now. Losing to M80, okay. They could have beaten Fnatic, by the way. That was a legitimate chance to beat Fnatic. But then the Imperial one was just kind of sad and embarrassing, and they said it themselves.
They didn't connect to the server.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, Exotic was actually huge. It looks like he has a lot of potential. He looked really good on the eye test, and it's a team it's weird to kind of peek where should I put them after this event. I don't know if it's just because they were unpredictable or things changed, that maybe some of the prep just kind of flew out the window for a lot of these teams. I think the M80 loss was kind of, M80 knew exactly what they were doing. It's
Yeah.
their prac partner in NA. It's their
The only 2
rival.
teams practicing.
Yeah, so that one was pretty expected. But I think Exotic was really good, but I also think Daps. I think that he showed that, he has the, courage to kind of push and make these info plays. There was a couple of rounds where he just saw on radar, okay, the B player is somewhere else. I'm just going to take tunnels and play on the information. And that's something that we sometimes see a lack of, even in especially this stage. Players do. They don't really keep their awareness in the game and know which players actually their opponent on the side of the map, and they don't really have the courage to make those kinds of moves, which Daps did. And I like that. I mean, so it's just great Counter-Strike.
But none of it matters because we have to see what happens when Nitro comes back and if we'll see him again anywhere. But their next focus will be trying to keep some points up, trying to qualify for the Clone Major when that comes around. So we can go from them to probably the next biggest disappointment. I want to ask, did you guys put Legacy as the biggest disappointment or GamerLegion? For me, it was GamerLegion. But like for Legacy, this was like, I guess, a slap in the face, a harsh reality.
For me, it's GamerLegion still.
Yeah,
I think
same.
Legacy, okay, things happened. Pretty successful season. Everyone had them 3-0. Everyone expected more. But the reality is they peaked too early in the season. They peaked too early. And for this major, this was kind of a Legacy that I think was kind of like playing their B game and average. It wasn't bad. At times, it wasn't good. But you know, it's just what it is. I think they had legitimately great chance to make it through. Those 3 match points against Paravision that they threw on the last map is going to stink and hurt.
11-5 lead.
Yes.
11-5 lead on Dust 2, a map that they're very comfortable and keen on. And we normally see that they can grind out games. Legacy is a team that can fight for everything. But this was a shocking loss.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many rounds. I mean, I was watching that game very, very closely. And for me, there's so many small moments. Like there was one round that I was almost like especially disappointed in them on that Dust 2 was when they had a 3-2 split on A, 2 long, 3 short on T side. Paravision was playing 2 A site by the default box. They had no control at all. The only thing they needed to do was wait for the long players, and they did. They cleared long, and one guy from short, I think it was Lux, jumps down CT with the smokes, and to me, it's just, what the hell did you just do? You know that the only person you need to pressure is the site guy, because you're going to get the swing from the long players to trade, and you don't even need to worry about the CT guys. You just throw nades to delay them and get the bomb plant. And that kind of gave Paravision an advantage in a round where they were positionally at a huge disadvantage, because I think everyone who plays Counter-Strike, even at a, you know, semi-casual level, knows that if you have long and you have short, it's pretty much impossible for CT to defend it.
It's like, I can't really pinpoint a player that you even blame this on. Like sometimes everyone had moments where they played really good, and sometimes they played like, just you described this Lux situation, right? We had I think Nissim on the flank in middle, and he whiffed on a clear kill, but then couple rounds around that, he's just delivering a 3K op B-side kind of highlight. So it's weird, but again, I would say, just like previous Brazilians, I think they really choked it.
It was pressure.
They were good. They were good enough for stage 2, but they choked it.
Yeah.
It's something they can learn from and need to learn from, because obviously they had such highs, right? Considering where they went from Austin, struggling after Austin, then even winning not maybe an elite tier event, right? But still tier 1 within what Valve is putting down as their rankings, which obviously gives them a huge boost. They'll have secured invites for next season as well, so it's going to be a good start either way. It's just how they bounce back from this and what they can work on from there. And the fact that Lux is his first year being an IGL, like this is, I would still say overall, when you look at that year,
right.
Yes, it's the major, it hurts, but this is still very positive overall for him. Let's start looking very quickly, because we are, again, for time. So you boys, points shortened down, less rambling, less, more concise talking. Can you do that?
We'll try.
Bloody analysts. It's always the analyst. FlyQuest. Positive, like crazy positive. Winning 4v5s all over the shot. Individuals looking good. Azza put some belief in the team. They made this work very well. And, okay, they didn't beat any good teams to get here. But
Legacy.
Imperial
Legacy in their thing. I don't count Imperial Fluxo good, and Legacy is just about good considering what we saw in the end.
All right.
I will just say that the way they got through and the way they were playing CS is what I enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, they were flawless in a lot of situations. I loved the way they were scaling bomb sites, the pacing, the like spacing was exceptional. It almost looked like even if the best player in the world would stand in positions, still get the trade and get the bomb sites in. They were solving solutions on the fly, like double peeking at the right timing, organizing, the communication seemed on point. It just looked like a really well-drilled team. And it is by far the best FlyQuest I have ever seen.
probably based on the role swaps that they've did. Like Vexside was absolutely stunning throughout the whole stage. Ins had really, really impressive calls, and the highlight we just showed as well is like he was getting multiple of these. I think FlyQuest is on the right path. Whatever they're doing, they are ending the season on a high note.
I can't wait to talk about what they can do in stage 2. We'll get to that later on. M80 next, North American side. They said they had a terrible boot camp. Like, it was not good at all. They didn't enjoy the boot camp. They weren't in a good place for the boot camp. They had tough teams. Like, until NRG, both Bait and Paravision are not easy games to have. And it was a very unexpected 3-0 for me. Completely. Like, we saw him do well at London, Blast Open London. And then after that, it was like middling, even struggling and losing to NRG in a best of 5, which they got reverse swept in. They were 2-0 up in Philadelphia, I think it was, or one of those events. But then to come back and do this shows that even a bad boot camp can turn into some positives.
Yeah, I think M80 for me, I don't know, the vibe just feels like a LAN team. Yeah. You know, when you watch them, it feels like...
You got Hexed, it's definitely going to be a vibe.
Yeah, but like they're enjoying it. They love it. You don't see like... I mean, you could take Bait and even Paravision to some extent and just check the context of the team's vibes.
How it looks,
And it just looks like they're like so nerve-wracking compared to M80, who are just enjoying every single round, every single moment. They're hyping each other on, and that's the feeling you want to have when you're playing Counter-Strike. That makes you play better.
Best German team as well, because there's no other chance for Germany right now, just having Slacks at the same time with Sin across this team. I'll say Lake got a buff from his family and his mum being in the crowd at the same time as well. Did you like what you saw there, Styko?
Absolutely, especially from Lake. I can leak a little bit that today I did a demo review with him. And I gotta tell you, like, the man understands CS really well, but also he praised Sin a lot for the calling.
Okay.
So as he was explaining the thoughts and the calls within the rounds, I think just, again, a lot of moving pieces, playing it correctly. Everyone playing their role. The communication is obviously good. The spacing on the hits that we were showing and we were seeing on the stream, like, it doesn't come from individual performance. That's all about communication.
And another thing that's positive for them, right, is that, like, at least Big let another good player get away in terms of Sin, and then America could have him to have success. Next after that, we're going to go to Fnatic, your old organization, Devilwalk. Crims is still there somehow and still getting aces in some way. It was up and down right in the opening game because how close it was against Red Canids and Fluxo.
I mean, to be fair, it was up and down all the way.
Well, I'll say the NRG one, right? When you're watching that game, like, they made mistakes and they also started from behind in some maps, which obviously wasn't great for them. But to go through in this way, like, they're on the track of what I expected from them. I had them going through.
Yeah, a little bit shaky in my opinion. I think the Fluxo game, for example, they won both pistols, they converted both pistols, and still lost 13-9 on Train. A map they should be, like, it's one of their favorite maps. It's one of their, like, pick maps. So there was a big moment to get them through from Crims to the overtime. But yeah, I expect a little bit more from them, from what I've seen online. I think that they can play a better brand of Counter-Strike. I think they can be a little bit better. But, you know, they scraped through with a little bit of luck. They made it okay stage. I wouldn't say they did great.
I still think that if they don't step up for second stage, I don't have them going through. Even though 3-1 result is great, but by the wins that they've gotten so far, not optimal, I think. We'll
come on to that for stage 2 afterwards. From Fnatic, we need to go to Bait, so it's double Ukrainians going through. 3 Ukrainians when it comes to the Fnatic side now. It's kind of wild to see Fnatic with a Ukrainian flag. There's still blue and yellow in there, at least for Devilwalk's brain. But Bait on the other side. Okay, lost to M80 to start off with. Then they beat Huns, Paravision, and Legacy. Their games were very close in pretty much everything. But this was a team we saw who were mentally breaking in almost every game that got close. This shows some positivity for him. And Kensizor is still just the most positive guy for the whole team.
I think I was extremely worried for this team going into this stage, just because of, you know, they have looked deflated in, you know, just their body language against each other. Seems like they're all just sitting quiet when they're losing rounds and not thinking out solutions. That's just me guessing, by the way. But I still think this is great wins, especially Paravision won, Legacy won, showed some character, showed some mentality. We know the skill is there. Also impressed considering Alex, I don't know if he's been an in-game leader for 1 month now or something like that.
Less than 2, definitely. It's like in between.
Yeah, but I mean, the big pieces, MPL, Kensizor, I think they are the 2 best players and most important players for this team. They delivered, and I think, you know, that's why they kind of pulled through. I think
It's
That's
it's
classic.
this is the classic rest of the team except for Kensizor.
But yeah, I mean, great victories. They had tough opponents. They made it through. It's good to see that their mentality is not just giving up like I've seen in the past.
I'm going to keep it moving a little bit and just move straight to the next team because we're running out of clips on it
perfect.
all. And I'm just, don't need to talk about bait anymore. We can go on to Ninjas in Pajamas because NIP right now, okay, losing to NRG.
Terrible.
What a start right there.
It was the way they lost as well, right? And like, it was just sad because obviously they thought with a coach, maybe they weren't playing their A game on it all, but then they demolished Lynn Vision. I just think Lynn Vision should have never let that go to train because NIP are another team that love training there. The win over FaZe though was like, okay, you're kind of cooking even though FaZe's form is what it is. But for NIP, this is solid. It puts Snappy back in a good position, who's been missing majors for a while. They grinded their way through the VRS. xKacpersky. That's just everything right now.
Awesome. I was really impressed with him. Whenever I could watch him, I was just, this guy's legit. And even NIP wasn't really coming in form into the major, and especially Kaspersky had some really like tweets that were kind of frustrating. At first, he was saying that he's having like slump and he wasn't really happy with himself. I think he's doing great, as well as Wrinkle right now. Like
Wrinkle's back. He was gone for a while. He had some problems. He had some problems outside of the game, and then they spoke about just obviously all the changes around the team. But he's definitely back now.
I think they just grew every game I watched them. I think they started off terribly. Then they, you know, as you said, smashed Lynn Vision. And I think the more they're going to play this tournament, the better they will become. I'm not sure it's enough in stage 2, but it's looking better and better.
Paravision next. We've got a Paravision manager waiting in the back line, so be careful what you say. No, you can't join yet. You're joining. You have to wait. You have to wait because we're going to roast you first. We got Kimi waiting by. He will be joining us a little bit later on. But for Paravision, okay, this was crazy considering it's 4 major rookies. We learned a lot from Dastan, like how he's trying to teach and educate these guys and do it. But once they got to the best of 3s, right, the win over GamerLegion was crazy. The comeback that they pulled off against Legacy, I didn't expect. Like, even James and Dastan said themselves, we thought the game was lost, but they still managed to pull it back, and they just focus on round by round.
It's just somehow that Paravision, specifically Dastan, okay? Even when he won the major, I watched the vlog that they're making, and I was like, he didn't even believe after they won that the trophy is theirs, right? It's just something inside of him that he said to me. He mentally checks out on this roller coaster because if he wouldn't, he would be like losing all his brain cells right now, right? So
yeah, I think in general, Paravision started off really, really shaky. 4 rookies, understandable. I did not think that, you know, I think they would have had it tough no matter what. It's an experience they just had to kind of go through. And I think that's why we didn't see some of these young talents actually shine through. Xirreth kind of carried them through.
he was awesome.
First couple of games. And then slowly but surely we got some of the other rookies kind of joining in. And unfortunately, Xirreth kind of dropped a little bit. But I think they did a great stage. They should be super happy about it, considering, even though, like, just take away Dastan and James' experience. Just take that away. It's 4 rookies. They've never been in this situation. And, you know, they were people no one really talked about at the beginning of the year. Qualifies for a major, makes it through their first stage. I think it's just applause.
All right, Imperial real quick. I don't think there's too much we need to touch on. We can just show up the results and where we're at with it because Imperial, I just say, is lucky from the draw that they made it here. Like, I'm not going to be too harsh on them, but like, you beat the Huns at NRG in the end, sure, but I have zero faith in what they can do going forward. Like, it's not great play.
I like the guys, but I think this is the weakest team that made it through. And honestly, even in stage 2, I know we will be talking about it, but they have a matchup against them IBR where if it would be any other team, I think Imperial would be in trouble. Because
yeah, I can't see him winning against even MIBR though. Personally, like I can't see much positives in this team.
I mean, they had some moments. Obviously, Try was actually playing pretty well. Vinny for calling, he was playing reasonably well as well. I think overall, Skulls had a really good train, which was the last match that they had played. So there are like some certain pieces activating at random times on the maps where they're in the roles which they even shouldn't be activated, but it happens in the perfect time always.
I'm going to say this. If Legacy had their matchup for the last game to qualify, then we'd be talking about Legacy being here and not Imperial, because if Imperial played anyone else for that last spot, they would have lost.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think to some degree, I think they look a little bit more like 5 individuals on the server rather than a team. You know, it's more about picking up frags and shooting rather than setting each other up for certain things. But, you know, having someone like Try is great.
I think No Way played great. I think that's my...
I don't want to talk about Imperial anymore, boys. I want to keep it moving. That's it. I'm not done, I'm done with the Imperial conversation.
my
I
notes right
don't
there.
think they're anyone interested on there. FaZe up next, because this is a team that almost should have been eliminated, probably are not in their best shape, still look very shaky. They could have lost to Red Canids and could have lost to Fluxo. Yeah, they could be hyped about this, but I'm still very worried about them.
I think they're in some sense in my top 3 disappointments, even though they made it through.
Yeah, that's fair. Because they made it through, they're still a disappointment because of what they showed.
Yeah, because I mean, it's part of why you have high expectations of them. I think they had an easy draw looking at all the games, really. And they did play some good Counter-Strike at very small amounts. And that was only when they essentially already had lost the game. That's when they woke up. That's when they started to play.
It's like they needed a real kick.
Yeah, I don't know why, but you know, even looking at the NIP game, their spacing was terrible. Whenever they entered a site, it looked like there was like a 4-5 second delay between the people entering sites. So they never really had any trade situations or anything. So yeah, it Frozen saved their ass, and that's it.
Hey, I'm only hoping that Frozen has bought enough time for Brokey to actually find his form again, because it can't just be Twists and Frozen in the next stage.
I'm calling it now 3-0 FaZe for next stage.
3-0?
Sure. Because of this stage, they understood this lineup is probably dead. Now the last dance. Now the last dance happens. I got them 3-0. I got them 3-0.
I do think they will play better at stage 2 than they did at stage 1. I mean, it won't be
Stop
hard.
talking about stage 2, because we're going to bring on our next guest. He's been waiting long enough, and we're terrible at timing. I'm terrible at timing, and these two don't shut the hell up. Mr. Launders, come on in. Why is everyone slow walk to this? We need some like we need some like fast entrance music.
on?
Hey.
How are you, dude?
Good, man.
Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm here to figure out what I should put on my pick'ems.
Oh, you haven't done them yet. There's no way you haven't done them
I
yet.
haven't done them.
Have you not?
I got to do my.
I thought you'd do your video and everything by now.
I was playing golf with Harry.
By the way, this is it.
When is that video coming out?
Yeah. Golf videos are out before picking videos. We know.
Hole in One video's coming out tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
That.
Launders, stage 1 for you. Just give us your thoughts overall on how good or how bad it was when you're looking at these teams. Like, was it rough, as we're saying?
If FaZe ever play Overpass again, I'm walking away from a cast.
Oh,
That
wow.
was the worst game of CS I've ever seen in my life. It was good by NIP though.
It was
Yeah,
good,
it was.
but
But it
okay.
was absolutely horrible from FaZe. I never want to see that. I think they got better, right? But I can't see the 3-0.
I mean,
Right, you two are on complete opposite sides of this.
You're not taking that to your pick'em.
I don't know. I'm going to learn from this conversation, but I'm not going to take everything.
just my initiation, like intuition. I mean, it's just how I feel about them. And
Did you get 5 picks on the last day?
Of course, I did.
Oh,
Did you?
no.
No, bro, me neither.
Listen to me.
I got a cool 3 picks.
I think you should. It's either flip a coin or dice or something like that to
Yeah.
pick a position.
I will look at this, right, that at least I can understand if you're putting FaZe 3-0, that there is, maybe he's just putting it there because he doesn't believe anyway, but if it does happen, it will probably happen in that way. That's probably some magic they could pull off. Let's start previewing and looking down the teams coming into this next stage. Obviously, the newer teams coming in. Hit me, Launders, first. Who is your most exciting team coming into this next stage?
I've never been so unsure about a crop of teams in a stage at a major ever, I think. Since they've changed it so that 3-0s don't count unless they get 3-0, it's been hard to predict stuff. But even beyond that, just thinking about, like, where's Navi at? Like, how good are Liquid going to be? These questions, I just don't have the answers. I know I'm here to answer some questions, but I actually
But just
don't.
give me your thoughts. If you were to pick one team of the new 8 teams coming in, this
Yeah.
isn't for pick'ems or anything like that, just who you think can be like the most exciting team or the most promising team out of these lot.
Aurora.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know who else I could even say that I could take a risk on and be sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that Aurora will do well. They're winning a LAN. I don't know if that. I don't think Aurora are going to last forever. By the way, I think when they won PGL, the vibes were awful. Like,
Yeah.
they really. Xantera seemed like he was in a super bad mood about it.
They were trying to like build him up and hype him up just so
Yeah.
he would do something.
Yeah. Like, I think there was almost a point where Major won and wasn't even happy about it. It was almost like if they lost, then they have an excuse to like make a change or something like that. So I'll go with Aurora.
Okay.
Great argument.
You went with the last dance argument too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, okay, you're both running on the same thing.
we're
yeah.
cooking, we're cooking. Hold up. I think for me, it's Navi, definitely. I just believe them. I just believe them. They cannot be in this kind of a slump for that long. I don't believe that.
So you think not?
Plus, last time they were in Budapest, they lifted the trophy. That's it. in September, right?
Yeah, but it was Star Series where there was no good teams other than Navi.
That's my reasoning. Don't challenge it, okay? You're not here to challenge me. You're here to agree with me.
I want to agree with you because it's Navi. I definitely want to agree with you.
Yeah.
But that's delusional even on my levels. Do you think they can lift the whole trophy for the major?
No,
there we go.
just for this.
Okay,
If you got a trophy for the stage, you're lifting it.
just a trophy for the stage, potentially, of what they could have it. DW?
I am gonna follow Launders with Aurora. Why? Is because I think that every time they come into a tournament, they have this limit of unpredictability because they've kind of refreshed their strat book. They are, they bring really, really cool and well thought out executes. And then I think it's going to be simmering off the further the tournament goes and more people are going to kind of predict what they are doing. But for the first stage, I think they can have a good run and they could definitely 3-0.
They're one team you can't actually improve. Like, if you were to go look for Turkish players or something like that, they kind of have the best lineup they could ask for.
Yeah. And if they upgraded anyone from
Maybe
like a
xCloud.
lower team.
Yeah, maybe xCloud.
But if they
made that choice, though.
Yeah.
if they upgraded someone else, right, from like a young team, they would have to take a dip in performance to bring that player up to strat and like get them ready. Obviously, there's these academy teams around for it as well, but I don't know, man. I'm not here. Like, we heard about Wicadia before, before he joined the team. He was known on FPL to be doing well. It's like I'm worried about what their next steps would be, and if they don't do well at this major, then they're definitely going to probably looking at changes, right?
They used to be the team that made a change like every month.
Yeah, yeah.
And they would like bench you and then
Bring you
rehire
back.
you, and then that actually worked. I know that
It got them motivated
lit a
again.
fire under all of them. Like, they started to all actually play pretty well.
Just
The
recycle.
only thing they did wrong was try to enter everything.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
we know that they actually, like, we had Xanteris' zombie tweet in like June where he's like, I feel like death. I can't, And you feel terrible because you know what it's like to travel that much. And then to be in grand finals, that's like no days off. So if they did take some breaks, I think they have more potential, actually. I think actually the ceiling for them is probably the calling. Like, Major's a good caller. They have good strats, but they're a little bit like too much set stuff, a little bit one-dimensional sometimes. And I think, like you said, maybe we'll get predictable.
What are we thinking about Astralis coming into this stage? Are we sold on some positive Astralis moments? Magisk trying to bring some major.
It's like Launders saying, it's like the whole pool is kind of like, where are they actually at, And the same question arises for Astralis because you've seen glimmers of them playing better and then slumping again and kind of not picking up where they left off. So it's really hard to predict. But I think for Astralis, just because of Hooksy, I also think they will come in and have like a good kind of set of ideas that they want to run, a good game plan, and that's going to carry them through. But I'm not sure how far it will carry them through because of the form their individuals has been in.
I think we saw Stown's a little underrated. You know, if anything, I've always felt that Stown is one of the only really
Stown.
good. Sorry? No, because he isn't on the
Roster.
yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, am I tripping?
Well, I think that just to point to why we can't rely as much on
Right.
Astralis right now, I think we learned that like he was one of the players, in my opinion, that's like a top 20 player who I felt like one of the biggest things you could improve was his aim. You know, I've always felt he's very smart, he's very clever, he's very hybrid, and he's useful in all parts of the round. But you know, without him, there are certain people that were like, oh, he's overrated, he won't be that good. But now you can really kind of feel, you know, him missing from the roster. Roles are a little bit mismatched right now. It feels like the potential's only gone down.
Yeah, I like what you're saying there, right? Like he could improve on his aim because I think that was it. Like in CS:GO, he was so good.
Yeah.
And it's tapered off in CS2. Like you've seen him not be able to be as confident, play up to his best level. If he could find that again, then you'd put him right back up there as doing well. And hopefully, I just hope the Astralis thing wasn't a PR of like he needed time off, and I hope he's actually coming back. Like that would be the ideal situation because I don't know. I have them potentially making it through to the next stage,
Yeah.
but they're not as sure. Like I'm
You
not.
save those picks?
No, I didn't put him in my pick'ems. I had potential, because obviously the rest of the pool was so weak.
Yeah.
But it's like okay at the moment. It's kind of I'm semi on them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that they lack a little bit of X factor without him.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, but at the same time, it could probably be a good thing for him to kind of, you know, play some face it, get some confidence back, and you know, have that break from competition where you're not, you know, every single week and day in and out have to deliver. Sometimes when you get in those slumps, all you need is like 2 weeks off, you know, and hopefully it comes back and brings, you know, the potential we all know he has.
Yeah. It's weird that Staehr is the biggest X factor on the team.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
But also
What a
he'll
guy,
do
though.
he'll do anything for the
What
team.
a guy. Yeah.
Literally
He was
anything for
doing
the
so
team.
well even when he had no space at all. He's been awesome.
He's that guy that's like, okay, I'm still in the Astralis jersey. I'm just gonna play whatever they want, do whatever they want, and succeed in it. I will just work hard at whatever role and position you put me in, and I will find some way to succeed.
Yeah.
And that on its own is impressive.
But if they are gonna make it through, they're gonna need improved device. I think device
Yeah.
needs to carry a heavy load for them, and because it can't be Staehr with all the X factor. We need old device back who had, you know, tons and tons of it.
Kind of feels like a Furia moment, doesn't it? Where it's like Fallen. It's like device on the team is so valuable, so intelligent, positionally so sound, but doesn't. I mean, it's just they just added too many trophies to the team. I feel like where they need hunger, and they've got a player. It's like you could never cut device if he wants to stick around because he's so skilled, so consistent and everything. But it's not like he's a standout CS2 opera right now. And where do you go? I don't know. That's definitely a Danish problem at the moment.
Yeah.
But it is that they're in between a rock and a hard place, as they say in Sweden, right?
Exactly.
The Swedish proverbs that
He loves Swedish
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
You guys spent the whole time in the green room going over some
I
crazy
used one of his
saying.
lines in the cast.
What did you use?
It was, if you bring Satan out to sea, you have to make sure you bring him back to land.
Yeah.
What is this for?
I forgot what it means, but I actually got it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was impressive.
Yeah.
You lot need help, man. This is crazy. This
Just
is all right.
saying.
We're gonna go from here to our tier list. You ready for a tier list,
Yeah.
Mr. Launders? So we have at the top expected to make it, likely to make it afterwards, unlikely to make it, not expected to make it, and D, which we should have deleted, but you know it's still there. It's still
That's
there.
the meme one.
So expected to make it. I'm gonna just say Navi out the gate.
Okay. I'll take.
No, you don't have to take it. We need to discuss.
Do you agree with that?
That we built it all out.
we need
and we
to.
rearranged
We need to
afterwards.
agree or not.
Okay.
Expected to make it.
I'm going with likely.
Oh, oh,
I'm gonna
oh! They just put it.
streets know
All
it's
right,
likely.
So we got one likely, one expected. Styko.
Likely to make it as well. I said that they're
is wrong
best,
with you?
but they're definitely not 3-0. Expected to make it, I'm counting that as 3-0, which, in my opinion,
There
no
are
one
no-
at this stage is 3-0 material.
I think for me, Navi have the skill, they have the structure, they have the rounds, the calling, everything. The
So
only
they're
worry for
expected.
me is mental.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, I've seen rounds where, you know, they're leading like 11-4, and all of a sudden, you know, someone's smashing the table, and everyone just looks like stale and to just die off and give the other team like a way into the game.
The vibes are dead on that team at the moment. That's
Yeah.
the fact.
But I think like in terms of everything you need in Counter-Strike, if you remove the mood, I would put
Okay.
expected to make it, but I'll agree with likely to make it.
Okay. He's won.
I'm happy with this.
Side
Bro,
there.
you see how he did this? So
It's the Swedish
for you guys
way.
to understand, expected to make it would be like if you just look at the pool of teams around them, they're expected to make it. You're not agreeing.
But
It's so
Maybe we
hard.
should start from the bottom up.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's start with Tyloo then. Tyloo right now. Oh, Mr. Producer just
Damn,
bullying
baby.
Tyloo.
Damn, JV.
There's not even a D in there. Okay. So Tyloo. I would, because I had the same feeling for Lynn Vision, and the fact that I know they had a 9-day boot camp in Europe, I want Tyloo to be in likely to make it, but I know you're all going to disagree with me. I have them not going
The
0-3.
hell? You didn't even start with unlikely.
unlikely to make it.
Yeah, we can do
Unlikely.
unlikely.
I'm not
I
even
don't mind
expecting them.
I really don't mind them.
Yeah.
Like G on LAN is like you guys are talking about LAN energy. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Some
Like
X
G
factor
brings
there.
it, bro. Like he's not just a joker too. He's actually really good. Like he brings X Factor plays. So
We saw what he did to Vitality.
yeah,
He really took it to him back in Hong Kong. He was making a nuisance for him. All right. Unlikely to make it. I would like to say likely, but I'll let you guys win on that one. MIBR. Not expected to make it.
Unlikely.
Unlikely.
I think
you could
not.
do most likely 0-3
Most likely.
as the bottom
I
tier.
think not expected to make.
Yeah, not expected to
not.
make it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Nico,
MIBR.
you disagree?
Because they have Imperial in the first round, I'm
But that's
so
just
worried.
one game that they're going to win, and everyone else they can.
you
they
know
can
how
fight.
that snowballs. You know how that snowballs.
You know what Connor did?
What?
He put Imperial and MIBR as 0-3s.
When they
'Cause-
play each other.
Yes, because he said whoever
One
loses that
of
game.
one will
Is
make
mental
I've
broke.
seen, I've seen that
Mental
strat
broke.
before. I've seen that strat before, actually.
He's kind of cooking.
I kind of don't
'Cause
mind it.
It's actually like
Because
they
you
are-
can't predict that game, but you know one of them's going 0-3.
He's genius because I put MIBR 0-3 because Imperial 0-3 because I was like MIBR will just beat Imperial and we'll go from there. But
Yeah.
this strat I might have to steal.
Because you might get your heart broken on day one.
Yeah, I already had this last time. This already happened to me at stage 1. All right, let's look at Imperial. Not expected to make it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Agree.
With that.
Oh, go! Oh, everyone hard agree.
The only thing I'll say,
Oh, here we go.
I think they were the worst team in stage one,
Yep.
besides FaZe on Overpass. But besides that, the one thing is in history, when a team has played one stage of the major, and they get to the next stage, they have a bit of an advantage.
A lot
Yeah,
of it.
They're warm.
100%.
They're used to the pressure. They're used to the setups. They're used to everything.
Okay.
And so they're going to be a bit better than they were this last week, which makes it so hard to guess.
So for our audience, if they don't know, but in stage 2, there were a lot of upsets round 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expect more in stage 2, round 1.
Yeah.
Oh man. But we're gonna leave
That's
them
good
not
so far,
expected
yeah.
to make it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. 3D Max. Now, I'm really negative on this team because the high of CAC had me believing in them again, and then we looked at Bucharest. It was 12th to 14th, and Chengdu last place. Chengdu they lost to Lynn Vision 2-1.
Yeah.
They're not expected to make it this time for me. I have them as my other 0-3 right now.
That's bold, man.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, but they
Our
already
pickups
sold me.
are going to be like reversed.
You gonna put 3D Max 3-0?
No, well,
Don't gas me.
yeah, not that reverse.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
I'd put them at likely.
Likely to make it.
I mean, there are some bums on.
Did you watch them? Did you watch them recently?
I know, but we always talk about peaking at the wrong time. What happened to Legacy just now, man?
Okay, but they also
So,
peaked
so
by
you're
getting
like,
second.
if you
at
played
CAC.
like shit before this tournament,
It's
then
the
you're
only
likely
logic
to
that
make
makes
it.
sense at this point. And we know that they can be good. We
Yes,
know they can
yes,
be good.
yes.
I
Yeah,
really
but
do think.
for sure.
I believed after the CAC, even though it was second place, that there would be a little bit of a bump up in confidence, like believing in Gravity's calling. I actually really like Maka now when he doesn't call. Like I'm really enjoying what I see, but like they just sold me a lie, man. So I also had 2 of them on my
I mean-
fantasy team.
Could have a good week out of nowhere.
A lot is on Maka because they
Yeah.
need that like solid star player to make it through the stage. He needs to perform like ridiculously well.
Yeah.
So I don't really see them having that extra star to kind of
Yeah, it's always like
fill the gap if he doesn't perform.
Yeah.
They're all just very, they're good, but they're even and they.
Yeah, but it's always a random peak. Like sometimes body will be good, sometimes exercise will be good, and then sometimes lucky will be good. But it's never someone else backing him up. And then when there was finally other riflers doing it, Maka was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, but if they're gonna face up against like a Navi or even an Aurora, they're gonna need 2 or 3 players playing their best CS.
Do you think they beat Fnatic in the opening game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell no.
No, I'm with him. I'm with him. I don't
No,
think they're
you
beating Fnatic opening game.
Fnatic will win that game
Yeah.
because they played last stage. If they didn't play last stage, do you think they would win?
That would be more 50-50. But I wouldn't put 3D Max as favorite there.
Okay, so unlikely to make it for 3D Max, or likely?
Unlikely.
Yeah, we can go.
Unlikely.
Fine, we
Unlikely?
can go with unlikely.
Okay,
Next
unlikely
to
to make it
Tyloo.
3D
Next
Max.
to Tyloo.
Next to Tyloo, but Tyloo's still above.
We can
them.
put him in front of Tyloo.
No, whoa! I just said Tyloo's above them.
It's gotta be.
What is
Tyloo
this?
plus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the producers just completely agree with Launders.
Love it.
Hello, this is my show.
How
This
you
is what
treat a guest.
I'm getting cooked straight away. All right, Liquid, and I can start with you, Launders. Liquid.
I've been believing in Liquid, man.
Yeah, I know you. I've been, and I've seen
I
some
would
dark
say
times.
likely to make it.
Expected.
Yeah. Yo.
Expected.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you didn't put Navi expected. You're going to tell me Liquid with Ultimate is expected to make it?
Yeah, what do you mean with Ultimate? Why are you... What
Why'd you
is
name
that
their best
shade?
player?
Out of nowhere, you just throw a shade like that.
I just think like he struggles when you need him to perform.
I think
I've
post-twist
been-
Liquid is good.
I'm still not sold on it. He's got a lot to prove for me still. I think that Legion's playing good now. I think Nertz is good. I think
Nertz.
NAF has come back up, which is a positive.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of positives for this Liquid. My now only worry is Ultimate.
All right.
Because he's not good when the stakes are high and there's no stakes higher than a major. If he farms in the first couple of games, then I can be completely proven wrong. But my point will still stand that if the pressure is at its highest, this is where he wasn't hitting those shots when we first saw him come to Liquid. Yeah, because he was doing interviews. He didn't really care what was going on. He was fine. But now he knows expectations are higher and he hasn't hit those same expectations.
Fine. We'll go with likely.
Likely.
I
Likely.
will say every time I've watched Liquid, they've like incrementally got better and better every
Yeah.
single time, and that's why I think they've looked stable even in their progression. To
Also,
some
their
extent.
ceiling with the last lineup was actually still really high.
Yeah.
They were just mentally so terrible when it was like get to overtime, or they almost beat Vitality twice, and they legitimately almost beat them twice, and then they couldn't stop moving. And now they're probably better than they were when they were with Twists. I mean, Nertz seems happier. Everyone seems to be like they're in a better spot. So
Take it this way, right? For last 3 months, Ultimate is the worst player other than Shuhei.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that. I'm definitely not. If you're Liquid, I'm not okay with
Let me tip the scales. I think Liquid is going to be home favorites because of Flashy as well. They're going to have crowd behind them.
True.
yeah.
I haven't thought about it.
And Flashy's now had time to implement the system more. Because obviously he built this system with Blade a little bit. They worked together for a very long time.
Taking the storyline. I'm a caster, right? If Flashy wins this event, it'll be the first rookie coach in history to win a major.
Oh, God.
And it'll be
And it will be against Torzy in the final.
and it'll be against
He will
Daps.
1v1 him, probably,
Yeah.
off the
Wait,
server.
do you reckon they give him the key to the city if he wins? Him or
Yeah,
Torsi?
it must be, yeah.
They must do that, right? Okay, Budapest government, if you are listening and watching, you're probably not. Whoever, if they win and they're a Hungarian player, you need to give Torzi or Flashy the key to the city. I don't know what that gives you. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
even a good thing, but it's pretty cool to say. Do you think the Liquid beat Bait?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. We're agreeing on that. All right, let's have a look now at Passion UA. Hong Kong was positive.
Yeah.
I'm still, like, on a stage, it's worrying. This is a small crowd. They should be able to handle that. The
Yeah.
thing that made me so unhappy was Draculan 3, they went to. I don't know why they went to it. They still went to it after Hong Kong. And then they got third place, which isn't acceptable against the teams they were competing against. And now they're going into a major.
I'm not the wrong guy to talk. I have casted all of Complexity's worst losses in history. They're all at Blast. It was like the most least fun I've ever had as a caster.
Are you
Like,
scheduled for their game?
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
Yeah. They've
but-
got Kvem now. He's
yeah,
Ukrainian.
but I'll say they're better with him.
Yes.
You know?
They play Mirage now.
Yeah, I don't think they're bad at all. I think they have the same spirit in the lineup. I think they still will lose when it really matters, but I think they're actually going to be quite good to kick off. I think they'll get through.
You think they get through?
Yeah,
Are you likely,
Likely?
or unlikely?
I'll go with likely if
I'm
guys are
likely.
down with that.
Unlikely.
Like,
Styko, no. Styko's
guys,
just shaking his head like, what is
they're
going
my
on?
0-3 pick.
They're your 0-3?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was even confident in this zero.
I don't think there's 0-3 pick.
All right.
I guess it's fair for
I ha-
you
maybe I
because
haven't
you have
seen them.
FaZe 3-0.
Yeah,
and
that's
their
true.
first
that's true.
round.
Maybe.
But you can still
I
get
haven't
diamond
seen them
coin.
enough. I haven't seen them
You can
enough.
still get diamond coin.
Of course.
You're sabotaging yourself. You know that, bro.
I'm getting the diamond.
It's all
I'm-
going bad.
2 picks at once.
Just wait a couple days and you will see me with already a gold one.
All right, next, Paravision. Just gonna mention the manager is still in the room. You have to be nice. No, he's not. He's not that dangerous.
I love Paravision. I can't lie. And that was like, that game was amazing to cast.
Oh, you casted it. Yeah, okay.
That was so. I mean, I didn't think they were gonna win for 1 second.
Dastan
Even
didn't
into
think they were
overtime.
gonna win.
Yeah,
Dastan in the interview was like, I thought we lost.
Yeah,
Just-
I thought it felt the exact same way the whole time, and I was just like, whole time I was like, James. That's all I
Yep.
could kept thinking, man. It was so nice. It felt like just on another tip, like this generation of fans getting to see James, but they
Yeah.
might not have seen him even in CS2.
True.
So,
True.
and they're kind of getting to experience it. And what's better is they don't even know him as like the slow calling,
No.
everything like
No.
that. The team's playing faster. They're just straight up fun to watch.
And I'll say this, right? That James still keeps saying in other interviews and just out publicly, I want to prove that I can still AWP IGL because there's not any of these other people doing it right now, right? He is the one to keep that flag going. And the way...
Yes, Cadian now.
That's not tier 1. That's not even close to tier 2. Nice try. But I will say, I feel like the way they suffered in stage 1 is such a benefit for the 4 other rookies.
Yeah.
Because now
But they
you've
have
gone
zero
through the
pressure
fire.
now. Absolute zero. No matter who they go up against, I think they will have like the least pressure out of almost any team in this.
For sure.
Agreed.
So
And
where we
some of the
putting
most skill, we've seen it. The rookies are looking good, man. They
Where are we
survived
putting
so
them?
much.
Where are we putting them?
I actually think they have a chance.
I feel like they're going to be extremely picked in going through, like 3-1 or
Okay.
3-2. For most people's pick'ems, what do you think?
I don't have most people's pick'ems apparently.
I need to. You have 5 picks. You got some authority here.
I think they have a really, really good opening matchup
Yep.
against Tyloo. And
You have Tyloo going 0-3.
yes.
Oh, man.
And
I have them
but I still think
sweet.
even
Or
with that,
Paravision, your other 3-0 team.
no. I was trying to recall who it is, but I think they will get off to a good start. But I still don't see them going through because of the best of threes. Kind of in this stage,
Yeah.
teams will have much better depth in best of threes, which
I see them as a 2-2 team.
yeah.
Okay.
We will
So
we will
the
see another
same
master.
struggles
It's like
before.
very 50-50.
Yeah, and then they beat Passion UA.
Yeah.
So
then
likely
go.
to make it or
They're between
unlikely
likely
to make
and
it?
unlikely for me.
We don't have a between. What is this? Okay,
We need a Swedish tier.
put them at the top of unlikely to make it.
That's fair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Just going to look over at the manager right now. He said go higher.
Why
So we're
not?
going to ignore him. That's and stay there. All right, from there, we're going to take M80. I'm going to say unlikely to make it straight out the gate.
Unlikely straight out the gate. Yeah,
Because I
that's
don't
fair.
think like
M8.
Swish
To be honest, looking at this
Not
list,
NIP.
you're in good company. It's not even a bad list.
Not NIP, M80, please. Why you don't leave the poor ninjas alone? We didn't even get there. M80.
Yeah.
I don't think Swisher is going to have that same kind of output when he's going against these players. He has notoriously not been as sharp. Maybe he can prove us wrong, but like he's not the one I'm looking at right now to repeat that performance, especially in stage 2.
I don't think I have enough data on M80 to judge them because they went 3-0. If I would see more of a counter-strike from them, I would be more confident.
I like that. They weren't tested.
Yeah.
I also have no data. I didn't even cast their games. I didn't know anything about them or Bait, so I'm here to learn about them too.
Okay.
But
By the way, we've racked
Yeah,
up so
unlikely
many
is
guests
okay.
already on here because we are massively delayed that we just need to finish the tier list.
Okay,
So
but
just get it.
I think unlikely. To
Unlikely?
Make it is fair.
Unlikely. I agree.
yeah, okay.
let's do NIP now because producer wanted to put them somewhere so you can play around with the logo that you like the most, Spider-Man. Whoa, he's straight unlikely. We didn't even say anything if we're unlikely to make it. I would agree with him.
I agree.
Producer
Yeah.
is actually an
Yeah.
analyst at this
I agree.
point.
That's
This
good.
is great. Unlikely to make it for NIP. I think they can show some good CS.
You know
but
what's
I think
crazy?
They're
We're
going
going to finish this list without enough teams likely to make it.
No one goes through.
It's going to be a second
Yeah.
row of
By the
unlikely
way,
to make it.
we right now have 2 teams
Unlikely
going
and
through,
very
guys.
unlikely.
We are so cooked. All right, Aurora expected to make it. They should be there with
Expected to
Navi.
make it. There we go.
They should be there with Navi, but you guys just overruled me. Navi should
yeah.
be expected to make it as well, but
No.
Aurora expected to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Navi could 3-0, but like it's like as consistent. I don't know. Right now,
Okay,
too hard to say.
FlyQuest
I think they're
likely to make
Likely
it.
to make it.
Fine.
I hope,
That was the least happy.
Everyone looked at me at the same time.
Ironically, we said we don't have enough data for M80. We shouldn't have enough data for FlyQuest.
that's how
but the
I
eye
feel.
test there
Yeah.
was better, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's I'm saying the 4v5s, the way they were playing off each
If they
other.
play like they played in stage 1, I see them going.
Because you see them in like a 2-2 match with some of the unlikely teams, and they could win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's the best FlyQuest ever.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
So we can say that.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi. I had to finish it off for you. All right, Fnatic.
Ooh.
They were my 0-3 team last stage.
Are you trolling our pickups or what?
they almost lost to Red Canids in the first round. That was
Unlikely.
I think they look very shaky.
yeah.
They're up and down.
They got better towards the end, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think they still made so many mistakes in the games they won.
Okay, so right
So
now,
what
guys,
I-
we have 4 teams going through. We're going to have to juggle this up a
I
bit.
think this is accurate, man.
This is accurate.
think
This is
it's
good.
accurate.
I'm happy with this, actually.
Astralis.
I think they're likely to make it.
Okay, that's crazy statement.
You Danish or Swedish?
I have them.
Likely.
I have them unlikely.
You're more likely than Paravision Astralis.
Okay,
2-2 game.
Paravision is more likely to make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
than Astralis.
Let's promote Paravision here,
Okay,
Jamie.
promote Jamie.
Manager is
All right,
manager is happy about this.
we're
decision.
promoting Paravision to likely to make it. How are we putting them
I'm
on a...
not.
Okay.
I'm not happy with this anymore. No way.
All right, Mr. Producer, put Navi and expected to make it because I can't sit there when you
chill.
can't have this,
Chill.
bro. You can't have this. There's no way I'm looking at Liquid, FlyQuest, and Paravision who are not
it's a
playing
looking
at
game.
tier 1 events alongside Navi who still know how to win.
This is cooked. Let's go on.
Okay, FaZe.
Likely to make it.
No way. You're saying likely to make it.
Yeah, absolutely. I
I'm
told you my
putting-
reason in the previous.
I will
segment.
put them.
Bottom likely is fine with me.
Yeah, it's
Low
fine
light.
with me, but I'll say this. I think that they're going to level up.
Whoa.
They get to get a week of
I
practice.
might need to leave the podcast right now.
I'm one of the few guys who likes Jacob.
What's wrong with you?
I like Jacob.
For what?
He was the only one getting multi-kills this entire stage for FaZe. He actually did.
Did
pretty
you watch Frozen?
I can't. Yeah. That was one map. That was one really good
Come on,
map.
bro. You gotta give Frozen.
Yo, he
some
played
credit.
like Donk on Nuke that one game, but actually, I think if you go count the multi kills,
Mm-hmm.
put it in post, I bet Jacob had more than anyone else
I can't argue with you
because you don't know.
because I don't know, but I want to argue with you because it sounds like poo poo. Like this don't sound
Yeah,
right at
we
all.
got a couple other matches, but low likely. Okay, low likely.
Low likely.
Low likely.
Yeah,
Okay. Bait.
no idea.
Yeah, you didn't see any of them. So,
See,
I think they're in the middle of the pack of unlikely to
Yeah.
make it.
Could
so what? In front of
2-2
Tyloo?
game versus Passion
Yeah.
UA. Who wins?
Yeah,
bait.
something like that.
Bait wins.
Bait wins.
Okay, wow.
Over who?
over
Over
Passion
Passion.
UA.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so
'Cause
move
they have
bait
Pretty much
in front of
every
Tyloo.
game was a 13-11.
One more. One more bait move.
Yes, produce.
Yup.
That was a
There
mouse
we
slip.
go.
Yeah,
Clearly, our producer's not very good at Counter Strike.
something like this. I'm
So 1,
happy
2,
with
3,
it.
4, 5, 6.
I mean, you know what?
We
Some
only have
teams
6
just going
teams
through.
making it through, but the others are like top end. So your Astralis, 3D Max, Bait would all have a chance at it.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty fair. I think this is okay.
I like it.
All right, I don't mind that too bad at all.
Diamond coin holders.
Well, I've got no chance of that. That's
Holder.
only you.
Singular.
There.
He doesn't do his pick'ems. You are the only one with potential. We are
You
absolutely
don't do
cooked.
your pick'ems?
No, I don't care about the coin.
But the
Bro,
prize.
he's got a major trophy.
Ah, fair
That's
enough.
true,
You
that's
don't
true.
need
Yeah.
anything else.
Never thought
Yeah.
about that.
Do you know what's terrible? Every time we play CS and he tries to hide his nickname, they see this damn trophy
yeah.
and it's like, oh, it's Devilwalk. And we're like, oh, no, we're not hiding this game, are we?
It's hard to.
Yeah, you're very easy
Yes.
to recognize on
On
this.
profile.
Yeah.
Too.
No, he doesn't even have to display it on profile.
Oh, I hide it.
Yeah,
They-
you
you
hide
can
it.
just
You can-
click
you can
on
scroll.
the profile and scroll
Oh,
all the
yeah,
people
right.
do that.
badges or whatever.
Yeah.
So they grab him.
Yeah.
That's it. We can't.
Maybe I should get more coins so it's like fills up the.
Yeah, actually, start
People
doing
are
it.
getting
Yeah.
too late.
Win more majors. Get more.
Yeah, we more made it easier.
Come back and do it now. All right, we're going to make sure everyone is writing in chat Corsair because we're doing giveaways. We already have one person would have won one prize by now, but there is plenty more. We've got the mouse, we've got the keyboard, we've got the headset up for grabs. Make sure you type Corsair in chat, not with an exclamation mark. I was an idiot and said it wrong last time. Stop doing exclamation mark chat. I can see it. What I didn't say exclamation mark without exclamation. There we go. You're learning. This is good. Well done, chat. someone, what's his name? Garshow, terrible. Exclamation mark still there. But the rest of you are rolling in. It'll be picked out. You'll get a message from StarLadder, so hopefully someone wins some good prizes. Oh God, we're up at 2,000 viewers right now as well. This is kind of cooking for our live show in comparison to last time. We're rolling with it. Launders, we need to say goodbye to you, my friend.
No worries.
Happy to leave?
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for making fun of this all, man. Thanks for enjoying it.
Yeah.
Good.
Now I know how to do my pickup video.
Now we're going to check his video afterwards and see how much you have influenced his decision
It'll be
making.
up in an hour if you guys are still live.
Oh, we'll be watching. Yeah. All right. Launders, get this video up quick and we'll be cooking. Launders,
easy.
thank you very much,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Much love to you.
Thank you, Launders.
Or that way.
That way.
That way.
Yeah. And make sure you follow Launders' YouTube channel to get his pick'ems as well. Laugh at him in the chats if you want. The rough baby says, Banks is my spirit animal. I don't know what that means. That's kind of a scary situation. But let's bring in our next guest. It is, I hope I said this correctly, Kimi, the manager of Paravision. He tried to jump up before. We've been defending him. Yeah. Live audience of the place.
Hello, guys.
Hello,
guys.
Kimi. How you doing?
You know, guys, I was thinking after the Launders, after his soft, I don't know, amazing voice, I have my cracked shit. So sorry, guys. Sorry for
Hey,
this one.
you're not the broadcast talent, so that's completely fine.
And I'm set.
But your voice is also destroyed because
Yes.
this guy was arguing with Brazilians yesterday.
1 versus, I don't know, 10.
There was a whole crowd of Brazilian people, and they were going so hard the whole time.
Yeah.
And there's this lovely video posted by HLTV where Kimi's like shouting and
It was
screaming
a
at
couple
him.
of bad words, couple of bad actions. I'm
Yeah.
not proud of it.
That's it's the emotions of
But
camera.
those are emotions.
So, what is your actual title at Paravision?
I'm general manager.
General manager,
General
sorry,
manager.
team manager. I got it wrong. General
I
manager.
did this job for the manager job when I was younger. I started in NAVI, then VP, couple of bunch of other orgs. And
You want some
after-
water? There's some water.
No, I'm good. I'm
You
good. After 11 years in esports, I'm now GM.
Okay, nice. And for Paravision right now,
Yes, for last 2 years.
it's kind of been like a roller coaster for you guys. There's been a lot of ups and downs, right?
Exactly.
Tell me just the most difficult thing of the whole Paravision process you've had to go through, because obviously having James and Dastan is huge, but then I can imagine navigating the minefield of CIS talents and what you want to try and pick from
True.
is real hard.
I believe the hardest one was the start, because you have to, on the start of the project, you have to understand what's your idea. You're building from the coach, you're starting from the captain, or you want to collect, I don't know, 5 talented players
Yeah.
with some of idea just to go and like proper shooters without any idea. I don't know. It's you have to do something on the start. You have to understand, to realize how do you see your project in some kind of milestone, half a year, 2 years. I believe we did a mistake on the start, because we started like, okay, we had the Jerry on the start. Okay, this is kind of like proof of captain who was with FaZe on the market for
And he's done a
5
lot of
years,
good
4
stuff
years.
with
He was on the
Jerry, yeah.
majors. Yes. We invited Kickert, Patsy, who was in Liquid, benched in Liquid back in the times. Kickert was benched in VP. He was on loan in ITB, I believe it was the tag. On sniper role, we have Art Frost, who was benched when Xirreth was brought out to
Yep.
Spirit. And the last spot was taken by X5, the young guy from CS. So on the paper, it was kind of talented lineup. But we were facing troubles with the coach. There was no open coach for this kind of project. So we tried with one guy, then it was another guy. Then realized that it wasn't. We didn't have a good connection between captain and the coach. And in my understanding, if the captain and the coach have the connection, there is soon another will be a successful. There will be success in the project.
Yeah.
This is like the man, because those two guys, the building, the whole idea of how your team is living, how the team is building, how your team is, I don't know, doing day by day.
Yeah.
Which tournament they play in, why they play this amount of online, or for example, they want to exclude online and just go on LAN. We as an organization have to support those ideas between those two. So the problem was the coach, that we didn't have one.
And this is a lot of problems for CIS teams.
Yeah.
If you even look at VP, it's like
Yeah.
they've gone through so many coaches and tried things out. The good thing for you guys, the biggest fuck up of VP is letting go of Dastan, because they should have just kept him the whole way. He's goated beyond belief, from English to speaking Russian, to
Yeah.
being from Kazakhstan, to having a major to his name. Like, I don't know. I can't praise Dastan enough because I love the guy and I love the way he does things. And I think it works for the Eastern European region in how you heavy-handed.
He's a legend. He's a
Yeah.
legend. No doubt. We don't have a lot of coach who won the major besides Dastan.
Kane,
Back in
Blade.
the days, Blade, Kane. But yeah, you mentioned right. We got lucky. We got lucky, but someone mistake. But still, we reacted first.
Yeah.
And now, I think Dastan as the free agent signing. It's.
Wait, you didn't pay
diamond
for
one.
him?
No, he was the free agent.
That's a steal, right?
It's a pure steal for real. yeah.
Bro, I thought at least you would have had to pay something.
No.
That's a big double.
He was free
I
agent.
mean, considering VP have been constantly changing coaches, like
We're not going to discuss the mistakes of
No,
other
but-
No,
organizations.
but I mean, like,
but
just
the
it's our
story
perspective.
kind
No,
of
no.
starts from that point, right? Because huge pickup. He brings. Every time I see him, he puts a smile on my face, no matter what. He says something random, and
Yeah.
He says, "Where's your wife? Why have you not had kids yet?" Typical European.
Yeah, that was the first time I met Dastan a couple of years back. We were riding elevator together, and he's like, "So, you have girlfriend? Yeah. You married? No. Typical Westerners."
I really like Dastan because he's straight. Straight
Yeah.
in his face, like to your face, no matter what. Like, nah, bam, that's it.
But this is what, like, if you got a player like that, a coach like Dastan, do you straight away give him the full reins of picking and choosing the players? Is like your philosophy? Because some organizations now have the managers will work on it, or the organization, which personally for me I don't agree with. I never think it should be the organization because most people inside an organization, no offense, but they don't know enough, right? Like, you need to trust someone who's more in it, and that's where if you can work with that coach, cool. But like when it is, for example, VP. Sorry, you don't want to say it, but
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
say it. VP is all organization making these choices, and look at the blunders they've had. That's not smart management for me personally. So, do you give it to Dastan and work with him, or how does it in Paravision?
Me as GM, I have the idea if I'm paying to the guy, that means that I'm trusting to him. Like, if what's the point to have a guy with the big salary or small salary, whatever, and like if he's doing his job correct, then why I shouldn't trust him?
Yeah.
That's the same system. Like, I could have 20 hours in CS, back in 1.6 in CSGO, whatever. But I'm not in meta, I'm not with players, I'm not active.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this day by day. So I could watch millions of games, but no, I'm not inside. I'm not, I don't know rumors about the players. He knows.
Yeah, he's getting the information.
So in terms of credibility and trust him, yes, he's
So you
he
let
has
him have
100%.
control of it.
Yes.
So I have a question. So when you got, Dastan picked up, right? What was the process like for you guys to decide on the rest of the players? How was those conversations like for?
So if you remember, before Dastan we had Finn,
Yeah.
and we had scandal with that Finn was like banned,
In
but
Valve.
ASIC didn't. He was unbanned, but ASIC didn't post it, so everyone thought that he's banned, but on the papers he wasn't banned. So yeah,
Right.
I remember just back in the days. I remember those 2 days. On the Sunday evening, the post is coming that PARIVISION is disqualified from RMR. Monday, I had calls with ASIC, with the Perfect World, and it was the guy from Valve. Tuesday, we had the confirmation that everything's good. You are back in the train again. Those 2 days was, I don't know, probably one
Nightmare.
of those stressful, like impossible days. But yeah, we get through. So we played small tournament in Serbia. It was Res, and it didn't go well for us. So after Res, Finn decided to step down, and Dastan was open, and it was a free agent, and we picked him up. So RMR for him was kind of the first tournament where he just knew he didn't know Art Frost, for example, person, Belchanok. He didn't know Patsy. He knew Kicker. He knows Kicker. Of course, they worked before, and same for all the players. So for him, it was kind of tournament like where he just understand who is who in the team. It was Alpha. We got Alpha from Team Spirit Academy. Back in this, he was our NGL on this RMR. So after RMR, we sat down with him and just okay, what we're gonna do? We had 0-3 on RMR. We threw our game for real. Like we lead, I think 9-6 versus Heroic. It was our game, but we lost to TSM on 0-2 as well. So horrible RMR from us. And we sat down in China with Dastan and discussed like what's our plan. Firstly, it was like the kicker captain, our sustain the team, like who's gonna pick. Nota was available from Amcal. Like he was on our radar. Belchinok was kind of promising, and he's still. And 2 weeks after the Shanghai Major, James was benched.
Yeah.
That's a sign. Sadly, he wasn't free agent.
Yeah.
It was a buyout, but I think now those two decisions from our side, the Dastan and James buyout, basically where we are now at the moment. It's shows that it was correct picks.
If I can ask about the Dastan decision, what are his responsibilities when you got him? Okay, is he responsible for tactical aspect of the game? Is he responsible for players performing well? Is he responsible for choosing which tournaments you're going to attend? What are his responsibilities? Because he's very straight, as you said, to the face. And even in the interviews that I'm doing with him, sometimes he's answering me, and I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna get in trouble in Paravision."
Too much straight.
He's like, "I didn't believe these guys. Like, I don't know how we won this. Like, we shouldn't have."
You could
won.
imagine how many conversations I have with our PR department. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you shouldn't
But
say this.
I mean, he's being transparent, which is
Yes.
a rare thing. Obviously, can be dangerous for the brand. But what are his responsibilities in the team?
To say straight things, to be honest. But no. Obviously, I wouldn't go thing by thing. I would say it's a complex. I would say in the end of the day, the board is asking from me like, hey, what about like our performance with CS? And I'm going to Dastan a lot. What is going on with performance? So I would say it's a complex. We together discuss like about the player speaks. We together discuss where we're gonna go, where we're gonna play. But those custom decision, it's not something that he's only one who is deciding. It's work with me, with him, with the team manager. And like three of us, always, James is always somewhere around, but he's kind of captain who said like, okay guys, you decide, I will do whatever you want, like I will do maximum, but you take the
Managerial part of everything.
but it's not something that I want to put on Dastan's shoulders, that he's the only one. No, that's our together responsibility. That what is CS team is doing in general in terms of strategy, in terms of today, this week, as I was saying, milestone, next month, half a year.
What about in-game performance? In-game tactics, for example. Is that Dastan and James or just
Dastan and
Dastan?
James. No, Dastan and James for sure. As I was saying before, that's something like work between coach and captain, team captain.
So how were you guys managing, like, because obviously Dastan and James have a very approach on, let the rookies just go for it. I'm doing, like, letting them do what they do, right, as James said. And then Dastan's giving them feedback all the time.
Feedback is really polite.
Okay, this was shit.
Yeah.
He's very honest about that, right?
Yes,
Which
yes.
I like. I think that wouldn't work for a lot of European players. It obviously does work for some CIS. Belchinok was like, for me, it's okay. But does some players ever react badly?
Believe me, it's not okay for him. I mean, in terms of he is really feeling it inside, but he understands why Dastan has this expression on him.
Yeah.
It's not only on Belchinok. It's
on everyone,
AW,
on everyone, yeah.
on not probably Xirreth is the least one because he's the favorite one for Dastan.
favorite child.
No, it's like, you know, the favorite sound, like the small sound, like so. You said about Europeans, that Europeans will not have it. Actually, right now in CS, it's not also saying that the young kids, 17, 18 years old, they're not ready for this kind of approach, I would say.
So did it take some
Yeah,
adapting, getting used
for
to?
For sure. Because Xirreth, the first months, it was like, yes, of course, if you want this, you will have it. Like this spot, okay, let's discuss, let's round this. Now it's like, Xirreth was like, the standard was like, no. No way. So it's you have to adapt to it.
Okay.
You have to adapt to it.
Do you guys have like a performance coach or a psychologist?
Yes, we do. Right now, she doesn't start yet with the team,
Oh, okay.
but she will from the new year. Right now, she's working with Dota 2 team.
So everything they're going through right now is
Just us,
You guys, and that's
eight
it?
people who is working around the team. Yes.
so that's analyst, coach, 5 players.
No analyst, just
analyst?
coach. We have the guy who is responsible for the nades.
Really?
Yes.
So
Just that?
no analyst,
No
but you have a
analyst.
grenade
I
utility
mean,
guy.
we have analysts before the match, yes, but
Okay.
it's not something that like in casual understanding analyst like who is with the I don't know 15 A4 papers with the what guys do,
Got it,
what
yeah.
what's the pattern and so on. It's more about like general.
The base.
Yes, something like this.
Like
But it's not something like we're
positions.
going inside. No,
I think Dastan told me that they were going into Dust 2 against who did they
Legacy.
play? Legacy.
Yeah.
And during the break, players did not even know what's about Dust 2. Only he knew.
Yes.
And he just told them during the break, okay,
Yes.
they are playing Dust 2 like this. You play it like this. And they won.
Yeah. Well, before Dust, probably we can go right now. It was yesterday, so he just told the players where who is playing where, and like yes, this is our game plan. Let's stick to it. That's it.
Crazy. About that
yeah.
grenade guy, I want to ask because this is the new role.
Yeah.
I've never seen
I've never
anyone
heard of
have.
Nade Guy.
Yeah, we have the separate net.
So when they have like theory, does he like Nade guy come in here, show the nades, and then he moves?
For example,
on?
he's controlling fines if a player misses the net on the official game.
Ooh.
For
Fines?
example, fines. Yeah.
Oh.
You have fines in the game for this
Wow.
one.
Wow.
Bro, this is some
This
like,
is next
wicked. Don't miss that nade. Like,
We should have
Can you
had
imagine?
that
You have
in
fine.
D&D,
You have
man.
fine for Nate, and then after all, Dastan is coming and beating.
if we had this on
We should have
BNE,
had a fine
Yeah.
for missing nades. In D&D. 100%.
No, but we have this kind of stuff, like small one. But with the young players, with the young guns like this, who plays only face it, who doesn't know the system, who could be lack of the base knowledge in CS, like how you have to be strict, you have to be like strong on the control, because otherwise
can I ask what the number fine is for the nade if they miss one?
depends on the
Criticality.
Yes.
Oh, really?
For example, you can
give me a
throw,
small
you
structure.
can throw a nade. Can I say the bad word here?
Yeah.
Which will fuck up the round.
Okay.
Then it's kind of crucial.
Yeah, but tell me, what's the max fine to the minimum fine?
NDA. brother.
All right, I'm just imagining in my head right now, it can start at like $10 and go to $100.
No, $100 is too much.
Too much? 50?
Because too much nades. Missing.
He's like, we're not paying you any salary.
from organization side, it's perfect system how you can work with the player.
Hey, dude, they're
We're
gonna be
saving
super
a
motivated.
lot of money saved. But no,
Every team really has that. When someone is late, they
Yeah,
put up
yes.
how many
Yeah.
minutes they were
That,
late.
that I understand. That's
But
fine.
this is, I love this. I honestly
love it
this.
as well.
This is a good idea.
As I was saying, with young players, you have to be this kind of. You have to have this kind of approach.
But is this like just a CIS thing?
No, for example, I have a good connection with Molodoy, with Daniel, and he said that, for example, he played Face It in Brazil, and they also have this. They have a lot of players from young players, but they also like just throw nade, let's run and shoot. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no like. So I believe to be honest, our
Hold on,
regions, Brazil and CS, have a lot of similarities.
But I mean, like, do we have these fines and this stuff like that? Like,
In
do
CS?
you have other teams, or is it just a CIS thing? Like Eastern European CS style?
I cannot say for other teams, but for us,
Right, it's the first I heard
We've
of it.
had-
We need to start asking.
Not
this.
not for the nades, but we've
No,
had a
that's-
lot of fines, different
Yeah.
fines as well.
Fines I know, but nades is crazy. This is
That
a
is-
whole other level. Okay, so what are now your expectations for this Paravision? Because this was a great chance to come through this stage, right? I know you are the general manager. You're always going to believe that this is going to be going really well.
that's why I was asking to put us higher.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be a struggle to going through this next stage,
Yes.
right? You already struggled here. I definitely think they can grow from it. But like, what is the long-term vision in your mind? Obviously, you're not speaking for Dastan at this point. For Paravision, like you believe in this and it needs to be this like long-term plan.
As you said, I have to believe.
Yeah.
And I still believe. I believe our plan is just to win next game.
But if you look at this Paravision performance, right, and you look at the players you've had, how short time you've actually had to kind of build this whole project and put it together, it must feel like a pretty big achievement to make it through stage one as an organization. Would you agree with that, or is it like the sentiment always to push further once you've reached it, or what was the kind of goal from the start?
No, so of course before every tournament we discussed with Dastan like what's our plan for this tournament. He said that he feels that we have a power to get to playoffs, like we have this, but after
day 2,
after M80 game and after bad game, he said like nah, probably
Okay.
I overhyped myself.
he was realistic then after that.
Yeah, after those 2 games, because we had a lot of problems in those 2 BO1s. A lot of like, for example, M80 game, we discussed it with coach after we did a mistake with a map pick. We had this streak with 16 Mirages, I believe.
Yeah.
They had 10 or 11. And but when you play in versus your opponent, the best map, their best map for sure, no doubt. And you have 4 young fellas this is their first major, and they did 2-3 mistakes. They're starting to think that nah, something wrong. Like I'm not feel confident. Even it's my best map, and we have 16 map streak, but something went wrong. We are losing 1-6. I don't know what's going on. I'm like doing and deciding to do different stuff and not game plan stuff.
Yeah, which is understandable.
Yes,
to-
and that's the case. This is like my mistake that we decided to pick Mirage. Probably, I think Ancient was left, or between Ancient and Mirage.
Yeah.
So, but it was the first day of the major. We won over Huns versus Huns, and I believe also it was 1-6.
But you
we were
had
losing.
also a couple of
Yeah.
tech pauses, right? In
No.
You didn't?
We were in the hotel and we were waiting for tech pauses. It
Okay,
was.
but
It
so
was
there was nothing in your game.
No, in our game, no.
Oh, okay.
We just started late. It was 10 p.m. I believe, or 10 and a,
Right.
10 and a half, something. Yeah. So, and after versus Bait also, a lot of mistakes. So answering on your questions, I believe right now stage 3 is our goal.
Okay.
But,
and already,
but as I was saying, the next game.
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
to win next
game
game.
by game.
That's because, as the coach said, and I agree with him, various points is something like.
this is, right now, it's the dream for next year.
It's like it's not like stage 3 or playoff. Just next game because we have
me
to
these points.
experience.
Give me
yes.
invites.
Yes.
So-
So we have to have this experience.
Coming away from what the players or team want, if we're looking at like best case scenario for you, is getting enough VRS points to get invites for the bigger events at the beginning of next year, right?
Yeah. It's Krakow, it's Cluj-Napoca. Then to stay and play in those tournaments as much as we can, and then for Dastan, it's really important to qualify for Astana. That's his
Yeah.
goal,
And that-
the
did
main
you go
one.
Astana?
Even over the Cologne Major, which I'm not appreciated because we need stickers.
were you in Astana? Did you go?
In the last year,
Yeah,
no.
bro. The crowd in Astana, crazy. Kazakhstan was a big win. It was popping off. Like
For him, it's something personal.
bro. I'll keep coming back there. They showed me they deserve a major. A major in Kazakhstan could definitely be a possibility for the first CIS major. Would be dope because it was just like even 6-7-year-old kids were playing CS and then coming with their parents. They were coming for pictures and autographs and running up. And like, by the way, for a CIS country, they have a good level of English. Like, they're learning English strong.
You now have the cultural
I got the outfit,
dress
man. Yeah. They go.
From Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't see the picture?
with
No.
like a hat
Bro,
and everything.
let me show you.
No.
Let me show you.
Yeah, he was wearing it during the event.
I did it on the Sunday.
Oh, I remember on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, in the hat, in the.
Dude,
Yes.
I was full on. Look at that. Look at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you said about 6 years guys, and
Yeah, you see?
yeah, this guy who signed with Aurora,
Shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom, yeah.
And a lot of cases like this, a lot of.
It's so good. It's such a good thing for the future.
I'm good friend with Hobbit, and he said that he has his like own academy project, but he's not academy. It's like for 9-10 years old,
Yeah.
and he said he has like 15-20.
Students.
No, not students. How to say applications?
Oh, okay.
Applications each month. Each
Wow.
month.
That's crazy.
That's great.
That's crazy.
So it's like for him, I believe it's business. But besides business, for him, it's important to have these young Kazakhstani players to play on tier 1.
You mentioned stickers.
Yes.
Quick question. You don't need to answer. Probably you can't. But how is it looking this year for financial injection for the team? How important is it?
Look at this. This is the guy who shares his revenue on his YouTube
I'm
channel.
saying I'm sadly I'm not the actor to do the drop one from it's small one. It's small one. You see, every organization is not dreaming about Paris Major scenario. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
That was the thing is, I
Yes.
said this to other people because like I've heard these are people who don't have a team in CS right now. They heard those Paris Major numbers and they dropped me a DM and they're like, "Oh, should I get into CS?" And I'm like, "Don't get confused
Yeah,
because it was the last major of CS:GO. There was a huge boost at that time. It's all the hype around it, right? You didn't know what was happening going into CS2. Calm down. Let's look at the reality of the next kind of ones, you know, and that's how you should balance it out."
You know, now it's the end of the year and I have to plan the budget for the next year. And I'm like, obviously from the positive side, I have to put something for the next year. And I don't want to put number which we have this year. I just pray that it's going to be more, but it is what it is. It's more team than the last major 32. Now we have less share in terms of amount of the money. But still we're happy to be here. So it's,
But it's still a good thing, right? And it's still a positive for organizations that it's now expanded. So like you can actually get included.
yes and no. Yes and no.
Why no?
No, because it's complicated. It's really you have a lot of guests.
Look, he's trying to get out of this, man.
so
we caught him.
Yes, because more teams going in.
Yeah.
Inside.
Okay,
but
just imagine if there wasn't this stage of the major, you wouldn't be here.
yes,
That's you got something.
yes, but okay, let's say yes.
Oh, that's it.
you're
He was
right.
so
You're
open
right.
and honest with
You're
it, and
right.
then nope, I'm ducking this question.
You're right. You're right.
I respect the answer, by the way, because it's not that everyone wants to answer.
Yeah, no. So, Kimi, we're gonna say goodbye to you before you go.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you.
It's only because he asked me at breakfast. He was like, "You didn't get me on." I was-
I thought we know each other for long. We have some kind of background, and so like I saw on the stage that like everyone from the team, the Nade Guy from FaZe
Yeah.
was, and so on. Like I'm offended, guys. Like we know each other for a long time, and you didn't invite me. How is it possible? One more time, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. But I'm gonna give
Have
you
a good one.
That's your camera there before you leave.
No, that's your comment now.
No, it's yours. He's moved it. He's moved it.
Thank you.
So no. Stay, bro.
Yo.
It's your last chance to say anything to the PARIVISION haters, fans, believers, anything else. What do you want to say to them?
Just thank you, and thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Appreciate you. All right, before we invite our next guest, I need to do the next thing, which is just announcing some of the winners we had. So if you've been typing Corsair in chat, you can obviously win yourself not just a mouse. Yeah, I need to make this closer to my little tiny dinosaur arms. There we go. A headset as well. We've got 3 prizes to be given away. So the first winner was Sneaky Lou. What a name. Oh, God, the second name. What the heck? Asiwrovka one? I don't know.
Hell yeah.
ASIUWROCV1. You guys have won. There is still one more chance, so one more person will have a chance of doing it. But type Corsair in chat. No exclamation mark. No exclamation mark. Corsair. That's all you need to do. One more winner to be found before the end of the show. We are already cooked. Starladder is going to fire me because I'm making sure the podcast extends and extends. But guess what? Once we're live, we can't stop. Unless there's a power outage. We did have that at one point throughout the major. That was some of the flaws of stage 1. That's how it goes. My producer Roman is snapping his head right now like I'm going to get a slap.
Why did you mention that?
Hey, Roman, good? He put his thumbs up, so all is good right now. Let's bring on our next guest, Mrs. Urszula. How are you doing?
I'm perfect. How are you guys?
I'm very good, thank you.
Hello.
How are you guys? Hello. Are you good?
So,
Okay.
Xirreth, you are the performance coach of NAVI.
Yes.
Before that, you were at ENTS.
Yes.
Now you've been on NAVI for how? It's quite a while now.
It's more than 2 years now.
More than 2 years.
Yes.
God damn, time flies. We're all getting older.
Imagine I'm 11 years in esports already.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, that's been a while.
That's longer than most of your players have played for their pro career.
Hashtag fact, you know.
There you
That's
go.
True, that's true.
You're ahead of them. All right. I told you, I prefaced this, right, before you came into it, that I was not going to be nice just because you're on my team. I'm not going to be nice to you, but my questions may not be nice because NAVI right now, you saw the highs, right?
Yeah, I saw
And
them.
it
I
was
felt them.
It was so good, and there was a lot of positives around it. Right now, they were in a bit of turmoil.
Mm-hmm.
The win at Star Series certainly helped. But now, before coming into the major, how are you working with them from the mental side and from the performance side to make sure that they can peak at the right time? Because for a Navi fan right now, it could be seen as potentially worrying.
I'm going to bounce it a little bit. Yeah, sure.
A little bit shorter than Kimi, so
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah,
bring it down
for sure,
you
for
to
sure.
be in a good
I'm
spot.
going to bounce it a little bit. Do you remember when we were at the very beginning hiring Wonderful, and then everyone was asking like, when is the peak? When is the peak? And we were saying openly with Blade, give us 6 months.
Yeah,
What happened after 6 months?
won the major.
Thank you. How long is Makaze with us?
I don't know now. It's like since Cologne. So Cologne was the
4
first event
months.
of the season. So
It's a little bit more. Yeah?
Is it?
really,
It's. I mean, it's
Is
fi-
it soon to
soon
be?
it's 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh,
soon
okay.
6 months.
So no, I'm just teasing
Is
right
that
now.
the kind of wording you
I know
put to
I'm
players?
kind of teasing now, but the
Yeah.
thing is that every team goes through 4 stages of a team development. First, there's a forming phase. That's the phase when the team is actually, having, let's say, good results because players are a little bit reserved. They want to show what they're made of. They're patient with each other. They want to make good impressions. So, or naturally, team brings good energy. We started with forming stages. We started with Cologne.
Yeah.
Then the teams goes into a little bit of a slump, which is storming phase, where they actually show that they want to own the success. They want to bring more to the table. They want to show who they're made of, what they're made of, and who they actually are. And the thing is that usually with the slump, it takes like months or 2 so the teams settle. They get to know each other. They understand each other. That requires time. You have no team that is, picking up together. It's boom, they just perform super well. And then with time, they go into the norming phase. They will kind of accept the flaws. The dynamic changed. So you have huge change of the dynamic from JL to Drin. We had, Volcano.
Drin being
the team-
Makaze for
Yes,
everyone who
of
doesn't
course,
understand.
yes.
Yeah.
We had a volcano of energy, and now we have a little bit more control, but very funny guy. So it's like, we also need to get used to this.
It's not like our Kosovo boys, is it? Drin's a bit more relaxed. Makaze's a little bit more calmer than what we're used to. 'Cause
No.
I mean, depends on who. Like, GXX was calm, Senner was calm, but
Crazy.
they're still crazy.
Yeah.
No,
it's
but the
still
thing
crazy.
is that with time, he's getting more and more crazy, and he's
Good.
getting into the place where we actually want him to be.
Yeah.
So we see more jokes, he's more open. But then imagine, being an academy player, joining tier 1 org that just won major, and then how much and expectations you have on your ass, like, behind your back, right?
No, you can say that. Don't worry. We can say anything here.
So you have a lot of expectations, right? And with that, you also want to make impression on what you're made of and that you actually deserve to be in a team. So I think, we from the Navi side, we knew that all those 4 phases of the team development, they're going there. Like, we're going to hit them. They're going to be a slump. They're going to be a bump. And right now we do everything we can to make sure that we now start the norming phase and the performing phases. So right now, we're just trying to prepare the boys as good as we can, as good as we could in bootcamp. And I heard you talking about their weak mentality. I heard. No, it's the storming phase.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we do forget that the mentality depends a lot in how much the players believe in themselves, and to believe in themselves, they need to know each other very well. If they don't know each other very well, how can they believe and trust like how they move, how they nade, how they do this? And changing one player in the team, it's already going through all the 4 phases of a team development, like from the very beginning. So it's like, it's natural. And I do feel after this bootcamp, we have fantastic vibe, very good energy.
How
I
long was the
think
boot camp?
9 days.
9 days. Shorter compared to a normal Navi boot camp. A little
Yes. But we
Norm-
needed the
normally it's like
break
2
as
weeks,
well.
right?
We were
Yeah.
super tired, and China is also the time difference. So like we couldn't just dive into and make sure that we exhaust the players before the major. We had to give them a little bit of a space to rest.
Yeah.
The bootcamp was very intensive, and I told them like from the first day we saw each other. I was like, guys, we will be tired. We'll be probably feeling exhausted, but I guess we know what we work for. So
Were you with them the whole time on boot
Yes.
camp? Good. This is positive.
So on this like mentality thing, right? Is that something you've had like an open conversation with the team? Like you all identify this as maybe part of an issue why you're not performing?
I mean,
or how does
I don't think I want to put it fully on mentality. It's very easy to say like if team is not performing, it's all on mentality.
It's just the easiest way for us because
To
of
see it
what
from the outside.
information we
Yes.
have, because we don't have the inner workings of the team.
So right now, what we focus on. It's like building that synergy and that, that moment for the team when one player is saying one sentence, thank you, and then the other player is actually saying another, like is able to finish it the way the whole team works, and that requires time.
Yeah.
So if we put that on mentality, okay, that's mentality. But it's building team, it's building synergy, it's getting to know each other. It's also, for Andre, a lot of work to, facilitate the new player, to make sure he fits the strats he builds, to fit the system. So it's like, it all takes
Also
time.
like cultural clashes
Yes,
as well, right?
of course, there is a lot of it. So, and I think what is very good about this team that people don't know is that every single team member and coach put so much love and support for Makaze that I don't think he felt that much pressure. I think the only pressure he could felt is from himself, because the moment he joined, we knew what he's capable of, and the only thing we need is him to believe in it, and that's mentality.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of my job, to make sure that he does believe in it.
It was really cool actually, because I remember Cologne, obviously his first playoffs he ever made, and I saw him. It's on the Navi video log that they were recording at the same time. By the way, they're sneaky motherfuckers. They're recording shit I didn't even know was being recorded when I'm talking to him, and including it in the video. Like I was like, I didn't even know there was a camera around us, so I'm just chatting to him, and I just said to him like, he's gone further than any other Albanian, Kosovo player, right? And it's history. But I just told him it doesn't matter if you even flunk out a map. I just said go out there and enjoy it, because this is one hell of an experience, especially to do it at Cologne for your first one. And like, he was ready for it. He was pretty chill. And he sucked on the first map, but he bounced back even with sucking on the first map. And I was like, that's a strong mentality. If you can go down, you get your ass kicked like that and still come back into the next map, that's a positive sign for a young rookie.
I absolutely remember that moment. I also remember the talk we had and all that. And to be honest, the thing is that those young players that come and, they want to conquer the world and all that, the moment they made the first, let's say, bigger mistake, the moment they do not perform to their own expectations, is I failed type of thinking. And they do let that emotion that is in them, that last, 90 seconds, that is anger or anything, they let themselves to build the story of feelings that is just growing in their head. And that's the moment when, a player is not performing for 1 second, for one round, let's say, and then the story that they have in their head is just massive.
Going crazy.
And how they manage this story, how they how they are able to assign their thoughts, like, okay, I made a mistake this round and I'm not beating myself up about it for next 3 rounds, but I'm just saying like, okay, it's 11-10, I'll check it after the game what happened and I go next. That's the best approach. But then yet you need to learn that.
Yeah.
Because every time you do that, it's just like, oh shit. So that requires experience,
So I obviously, you have the inner, workings of the team, the information and everything. What can we, from the outside perspective, see or kind of expect to see out of Navi in terms of the information that we see from an outwards perspective? What has changed and what has you worked on to kind of make that change coming into this tournament?
So what I would like to see from my perspective, and I hope you guys will see it, is one, more discipline if it comes to, what we do on the server, that's for sure. The second thing is more awareness, and that requires self-awareness, but also in-game awareness. And then the third one, more team play. Like, if I see those 3, I would be super happy and super proud. These were some of our focuses for the bootcamp. These were the gaps we definitely spotted. So I feel like if those will move, and if we see more of that, I think these were like clearly things that, we were lacking, because when you have that urge, like, okay, I'll just see what's behind the corner and I'll just peek. But yeah, you can peek.
Just one more.
Just one more
You
shot.
can peek, but what's happening after? You die, the whole strategy goes into the bin, and then what? We need to redo and go next. So like, you can go next, 13 times, but how much discipline you have it not to do that, so you don't have to go next 13 times.
All right, so a lot of things that you mentioned are obviously in-game things, the ones we can spot as viewers and audience on stream. You said that you just had 9-day bootcamp and you were there present at all times. How much of a day at Navi Bootcamp is split between in-game time and working on those three things you just mentioned, and then mental game where you facilitate everything? Do they work on it every single day? Do you have workshops, or how does it look?
I mean, we did have workshops. Naturally, there is a battle between me and Andrei. I want more time, he wants more time. Like it's tough.
There's not enough time.
There's never not enough time, and also the players want to rest, and we do understand that. But I do respect a lot the amount of work Andrei does with them on the server, and I learned one thing in Navi, that I only take the time that is necessary. And this bootcamp, I had more time than usual, so we had our schedule where we started like the regular, teamwork, a little bit of, movement, like fitness, I would say, in the morning. Then we had breakfast, and then we had usually my blog that I was doing something, and I was either doing some, funny games just to bring the energy up and make sure that they glue a little bit better, or we did a specific workshops on a specific topic or specific discussion that we're defining, like what is a team play, what do we need to do with the team play, what is missing, what are the 3 steps on the server that we need to keep up so the, so the team play is possible.
Like an
so
open
we
discussion. Kind of.
Yeah. So like the more you talk about those things and the more you're open, let's say, give the players the tools, right? If we need a team play, what are the 3 things that I need to do, right? 1, 2, 3. I don't want to talk too much about the details about it, but like it's all about, how clearly you let the players to see the same perspective.
Yeah, I see it as getting everyone on the same page.
Yeah, because
that's what you ultimately
exactly,
goal is
because
in-game.
if for me team play is, I don't know, having good comms and smiling a lot, and for someone else is having a lot of discipline and making sure that, I don't know, I call mistakes, then the third person can have other view.
Yeah.
And then if we got all those view in in one thing, and we know like, okay, so these are the the stuff we do, these are the routines we enter. And
yes, it's also like to help support every player. We've had similar ones, Martin, where we've kind of talked in our team about what is important for different players in different situations.
Yeah.
And they do help. They do actually have a massive effect, because a lot of the time you assume what's important for other people.
That's the worst.
Yeah, but you do. Naturally, you do.
Yeah, but assumptions are the mother of all fuck ups.
Yeah.
That's a Swedish saying, right?
I mean, that's a very British saying.
Yeah.
No, but it is so easy to get to that point, especially when you're like swapping players in and out who kind of miss that dialogue from the very start. So just making that clear, you can have a completely different kind of understanding of why someone gets mad or why someone does certain things in the game, and gain a completely different respect for them when you have those open conversations.
And it all flies very well to the topic of expectations, because you can expect someone from the person inside of the team, or I don't know, the fans can have expectations towards the team, but if their expectations are not set, what is it exactly that is going to happen? Well, you get angry, get frustrated. Why he is doing like that? Maybe he doesn't know, but you do not assume that.
Yeah.
The
By
best
the way,
way
I'm
to
a
get
sucker for this talk. Like, I love this kind of stuff. I absolutely love it.
So the best way to deal with those expectations is, I was just saying it, I think it was like a year ago or something. It's just like, if you don't know, if you just start assuming something, just act that someone is, I don't know, stupid, and they had no clue how to do it. And, then you just explain, not having an assumption they should know something. I mean, maybe they just don't. Just explain it what you want, and that's it.
So another thing I want to look at here is, because I knew Blade when you were dealing with the Navi, which was 2021, and it's the best. No, but it's like it's the best time, right, for Navi at that. And then I'm unsure of how that style works when you have European players. That directness, that way, is that something that you all had to look at within Navi at the time? Because you were there from when, well, just after when the European team came together, right?
Yeah.
So was that something you had to go through with him, or is that something you had to change? Because I can imagine maybe for like a JL, it's fine, but maybe for an Imma or an Alexi, it's not so fine, because it is culturally very different how things are spoke about and said to in CS. And
I mean, you call it culturally, it's good. You can also call it, from like my angle, it's the coaching style that you adopt. So you can have this military coaching style, and you can have this, very like enabling and let's say inviting coaching style. And I think at this point, Andre has a good balance of, when it's needed to have good energy, he is showing it. When there's extra motivation needed, he's just inviting the players to do it. And, sometimes when there's this moment in the game where, you need to make a player aware, like, hey, you're here to fight. You're not here to see things going easy. You want to fight for it because this is what you love and this is why you're in a competitive environment. Then they need to hear it sometimes. And sometimes when you need to tell them, like, guys, like, let's just put ourselves together and let's make sure, like, we stick to the plan. You can also say it in a nice and inviting way, and that's fine. And I think the players... Okay, coach is a part of the team. I am a part of a team. So anyone that goes around the team enables the team to go through all those 4 stages of the team development I talked about. So players had to adapt as well as coaches had to adapt to their style, what's going on in there. So at the same time, I wasn't there from the very, very beginning because I just joined right after Sasha left.
Okay.
But
That was a good time to come in, probably.
Put out the fire.
At least all the vibes were dead. Everyone's super tilt, but at least Symbol was gone.
yes, that was exactly the vibe. That was exactly that
Yeah, I could
specific
imagine.
moment. But you know what? What was back then in the player's heart was the motivation to rebuild. And that was the easiest thing to have as a performance coach to work on. Because if the players wouldn't like to push forward, then they will be different. But coming back to the subject. So basically, when the coach joins, when anyone joins in the team, everyone behaves differently. And, through behaving differently, you're a little bit more soft, more sensitive, you show a little bit more empathy. And then with time, you just know, like, okay, how much do I can push myself to do something? How much will something tilt others? How much they will agree to it? And also, it's a little bit what will motivate them. And it's like working with a team is like, a little bit working, as a... Oh, I don't want to compare it that much, but it's the same. Like if you make one mistake, like a surgeon is making, you make one mistake and then you already plant a thought in the player's head and it's GG, If you tell them before the game as a coach, guys, don't think about this, what does it mean? It instantly means like you have them thinking about it. Thank you, congrats, But then you need to learn how to communicate. If you want them to do something, you need to program them to do something. So instead of just, I don't know, guys, don't be afraid. Guys, be strong. Let's fight for it. Let's make sure that we have this type of things that is required at a specific moment. So I think it's all of us, working with each other, but also learning each other. And then with time, that level of, being like how adaptable we are into specific scenario allows us to sometimes loosen up, explode, or just tell them like, guys, like whatever, Then I think what's funny is that sometimes even myself, I'm just like, guys, like, let's just do something, and it's fine,
The other thing I want to touch on is just the tilt we see on cameras, the visible frustration and anger we get from players.
Yeah.
Like, for me, when I speak to Wonderful, he says it's not that bad. When I had them all, they won Star Series. They were all sat down on the couch with me.
All started smiling when that question.
I'm not going to be nice, right? I'm friends with these guys. I know these guys very well closely. So I was like, this is my time. You need to give us some truth. And they were laughing about it because it does seem like it can happen to some players, but it seems more within our team that like 1 or 2 players can have just a bad moment and the tilt is super there. How do you deal with that? Because we're watching and we can't hear the comms, right? You can listen to the team speak after, you can talk to the players after about it, but they look like they are losing their shit and giving up on things way too quickly.
Okay, I think that was, let's say, mid-year. I think we have far less of that lately.
It is better now, but it still occurs.
Yes, I take a little bit of it. I took a different approach. I really dive deep into this emotion explaining. So how does it work? That we have those 90 seconds that you can allow yourself for your body just to go through all those, hormones, neurotransmitters, smile, sweat, and whatever, your body has that. And then after that 90 seconds, it's programming. So if you get angry because you missed, it's fine. Like you can, get frustrated. But if you build the story around it, I'm going to be tilted because they know that they're not allowed to get the story back in their head.
Okay.
So if they get frustration and then they're like not thinking like, oh, I'm so bad, we'll lose because of me and all that, I mean, it's fine. If they get emotional. They're just like frustrated, and then I see them next round motivated, looking
That's
at
fine.
the screen.
Yeah.
I take it.
That's
I
cool.
take it.
I can deal
So
with that.
I think we kind of changed that. I think we see from the players that you mentioned, I think you definitely see less of it because they're more mindful now and they keep that in mind that what they're doing is actually programming themselves for what's going to happen in the next rounds. And we just kind of manage it as good as we can. But we have also one more thing in team that sometimes I'm just telling the guys, like, make sure you bring each other back. When you see someone is drifting.
Because we had that with JL. Even if he
Yes.
could sometimes drop off, the togetherness of the team, and that was just another point to add on to this, is like, I don't feel like this team is together at the moment, and it's not because of McCarthy. It still seems to be the four others who have played with each other sometimes. Sometimes I look a bit incredibly talented, amazing player, but it looks like he doesn't want to be there anymore. And like, I'm worried from what I'm seeing just on the cameras. So there's other fans that are going to be worried when they're seeing this, right? The analysts are going to look at this and read into it a certain way. What do you see it as?
I mean, I see it right now as, okay, after this bootcamp, after all I've seen and, how we practice and so on, I feel like I don't think it should be the case during this tournament for us.
Good.
I feel we have a lot more awareness, and I think this is what we've been working on. Also getting that mindset into positive, like when you hear so much negativity, when you see so much negativity around your team and so on, like you naturally get negative. And we just don't want that negativity anymore around us. We want to be positive. We want to, enjoy the major. We want to have fun around it. We want to, take what's best out of it, because if we come in here being negative and thinking about what's worse can happen, like why are we even here, so I think that should shift immensely, but let's see how that goes in practice. And I think what's important is just to have in mind that the players are human beings and they do have emotions.
Oh, I'm the worst rager at CS ever. I'm not even going to say I'm the perfect example of this.
You're the worst example.
I tilt, I smash my desk,
No,
I
I
go,
used to-
I go,
Laughter
I
for
go
like 5
quiet.
Yes.
I can completely bottle out of a game and just be non-existent.
No, right.
But I'm not playing for millions of dollars on the
Banks,
line.
Banks, are you here? Me too.
But it's the same emotion that you have. Like your body reacts to frustration, anger, and
My body
excitement.
likes anger. I thrive in
same.
anger.
But you can program yourself when you miss a round. You can get, oh shit, it's getting excited. I'll show what I'm capable of. Or you can get fuck. It's like how you want to deal with it. It's like
Lily suggested putting a punch bag by the side of my computer, and that would be my way of like.
But-
I need to get. If I can get that out, I'm good.
I mean, take a tennis ball and just bounce.
That's
it
not.
around.
I'm not. I need to.
He needs a
I
big
need a real. I need a real smash. It needs to be big.
I saw those somewhere. Like you have this punching that you can glue or something.
Yeah,
to it.
I
It's
want
like,
one on my wall by the side of my computer, and I just swing into it like.
no.
Yeah.
But that will spin. That will spin. So if you hit it once, I mean, come on, you'll hit it again and again and again, and then rip your.
Yeah, this is why I have these problems. This is why it still happens.
Yeah.
All right. So, any further questions
Yeah,
from you two? Go on.
I've had actually about this major. This might be a little bit uncomfortable question, but I have
no.
to.
Ouch.
So what would you consider as a performance coach a failure at this major?
Whoa.
Not as a result way, okay? But
Okay.
in a way that I don't mean in-game things like you guys are struggling with that map, certain map, and certain matchup, but what you will see from the players.
Great question.
If actually they don't celebrate success together, that will be a failure for me, because it will mean that I didn't manage to unite them as well as I should. And I think if I don't see, players smiling, if I don't see energy, if I don't see them looking at each other.
So this is
fist
even like
bumping,
the success of like a winning a round or a clutch or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
I think
Not
I
just
think
the
in
whole-
general, yes.
So
in
not just
general.
a map win, but the whole.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
I
with you.
want to see them enjoying this event. I want to see that energy. I want to see those fist bumps. If I see that flying around on the server, I will be already like, yes, this is where we are at, and let's try to squeeze maximum of what we have right now. If we don't have it, I would take it as a failure.
All right.
All right. anything you would like to say to leaders out of there before we bring in our next guest? First of all, thank you very much for all the insight. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Your camera is there. Look at this one.
Lovely camera. I think the only thing I would like to say to all the fans that look at all the games during the whole major, just guys remember that behind the character on the screen there's a human being, and what's important is if you really love your team, just make sure you give them support, not hate, because they also feel things.
Do you try to ban the guys from reading social media at all at any point?
No.
No?
I mean, okay, so we do have those kind of rules. Like, I really don't want them to use any, scrolling.
I would
any
hate to be a
TikToks.
player sometimes on this,
No,
like,
I'm not-
some of the things you can read, or the forum threads, or the Reddit.
No, if it's a game that they're mature enough that right now they do know. But what we also emphasize a lot lately is that we don't use any TikToks, we don't use any Instagram before the games, and also early in the morning, because that burns, that depletes the dopamine a lot,
Yeah.
and then it burns
You
the
just,
motivation, and then you just become numb. And if you see the reel that is about you, or actually the comment or something, it's just like, nah.
Yeah, it
So-
messes you up.
It's like, just, guys,
good ones
don't do
even
that,
hit
don't
you.
do that.
It's,
Yeah,
the
right.
negative ones just drop you.
Yeah.
Exactly, and then it's pointless. And the worst thing is for the guys is to be on the shuttle and just just scroll those. Like, no, you just don't do that. You just think about your position in the game. Get the breathing, get the plan in your head, get motivated, get hyped around it. Not
Visualize.
Just, yes, it's perfect. That's my favorite though.
Do we have some music? Do we have some playing music to bang out in the shuttle on the way?
I mean, if I would play them my music, they would get crazy.
They would not like that. They would not like that.
For sure. So, I mean, our manager, Artem, is
Yeah.
good with music. They usually like what he does. He is the
Me and,
he is
me,
the guy.
me and
you know.
Artem took over JL's wedding, and we took over the playlist. So like we were in control of the
No, but he does have a good list. And when we were in the bootcamp in the morning, I was like, Arti, drop something on the speaker, and he was doing it. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much
Thank
for coming.
you.
Thank
Good
you
luck
as well.
tomorrow.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
We
And-
appreciate you, and hopefully it all goes well. So we get some more insights coming in there. We are already 24 minutes over the schedule. Poor Jack has been waiting here, but this is someone I'm really proud to have with us, because this is something that never gets to happen. Jack is joining us. My man,
Hello.
Tyloo, the manager. How you
you go.
doing, bro? It is great to have you here, Jack,
Yep.
because this is like, I don't know, it's a first, because we don't get the kind of insight, especially from Asia, from China. So it's good to be able to get this from you. Before we get there, I just need to tell everyone at home, the last winner of the giveaway was xKacpersky. I guess he's trying to be like xKacpersky in his own little way. Congratulations
His
to
alt
you.
account.
Oh, yeah. xKacpersky was just trying to win some stuff on the side while we were doing it all. But Jack, I said you've been at Tyloo since I met you in 2018, I think. Was it 2018?
Since 17 actually.
17. So
Yeah.
you've been there since 2017,
Yeah,
right?
17. I remember it was September.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been a long time on Tyloo. You've seen a lot of changes throughout it. You've seen, obviously, the ups and downs. It's crazy, right? There's a little known fact here that they used to have a team house in Ukraine
Yeah.
before COVID. So I was one time randomly flying back home to Kiev, and I'm like, Jack, why are you here? And he's like, we have a boot camp here. And I went, huh? But-
That was actually the first time me and you like really
Sat on
met
call.
each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And talked on the flight, right?
It was crazy. I
Yeah,
just
and-
didn't expect.
Yep. We were planning to have a long-term boot camp there.
Yeah.
Like we rented the house for like 1 year.
Wow.
Like we paid for 6 months already, and we only used it for, I guess, 20 days, and that was it. So money wasted, and
Yeah.
but it happens.
It was unlucky, right? COVID hits, then you can't use it. That's not a certain positive thing in it.
Yeah, there were like travel restrictions, and
Yeah.
most of the tournaments were cancelled.
So things got rough. But you've stayed with Tyloo this whole time. Players have changed, lineups have changed. Tyloo right now are looking good, and you lifted. I don't know. Look, see, this is the manager face.
Yeah.
Not too sure. But you lifted a trophy this year, right?
Yeah.
What did that mean to you, the organization, and the players? Because like it had not been seen from a Chinese team, right? And Tyloo have not had that success despite putting so much time and effort into a Counter-Strike team.
Like from my perspective, to the players, obviously I don't want them to be like satisfied with the result, but I mean, if I reflect back on the whole year, I think I'm pretty proud of the guys, like of what they've been accomplishing. But you know, we're at the major. We still need to be focused and try to close out the year in a good fashion. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the major is the focus for you. But I wanna talk about some particular players on your team. We have to talk about G to start off with.
Yeah.
Because can you say on this what you said to me in Hong Kong about G, of like how you manage him, how he is as a player, how different he is compared to all the other Chinese players we've seen before?
Yeah, like most of the players, Chinese players, like they are kind of more or less like introvert.
Yeah.
But G, he's like outgoing, and it's not like he's acting that way. He's like
That's him.
Yeah, that's him. Like 24/7, like full on. Like so. I mean, sometimes I get annoyed by him.
Just give him an ice cream.
Yeah, it's like, but as a friend and as a colleague, right? I respect his personality, and it's the way he treats everyone. So there's nothing to like complain really about that. But some people think he's acting, but I truly don't believe so. Yeah.
So obviously first time I meet him, it was like an explosion of energy. He's so happy. Oh, Banks, nice to meet you. I'm so happy you interview me. He's getting Jack to translate. He's going to bed. And I was thinking, okay, this is a lot. But what you understand is off camera, he is the same.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, like, I'd be talking to him about he wanted to meet Munacy. Munacy, obviously, with Falcons in Austin, they got eliminated. He couldn't exchange jerseys at that point. He was so sad. Like, he is living and breathing this energy, this passion, and he just has no problem with expressing it. However, right, he wants to show it, and it's so good for us to see. But you can also see this in his gameplay as well, because he is the life and soul of that team, like, bringing that energy, right?
Yeah, like what he brings to the table, it's not just his skill.
Yeah.
We also needed someone who can like cheer the whole team up, during practice, during officials, just to have some like positive energy inside the team. Yeah. So, and also like he's playing more like a support topper. So like his input to the team doesn't really reflect on his stats.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's so refreshing to see, because I mean, as a European and some Asian players maybe struggling with English, it can be hard as a viewer to kind of connect with the players, and it's such a fresh breath air for someone like me, at least, to get an insight into the personality and everything that G kind of represents. But I kind of just wanted to make that comment and go for another question. What has been like kind of the biggest struggles for Tyloo this year? You know, you mentioned previously you had struggles with the bootcamp and things not really turning out the way you wanted. How has it been for you this year as a team and organization as Tyloo?
I think especially like during the second season this year, we kind of failed to like maintain the level that we showed on during Fisher Playground 1. I mean, we had much higher expectations. I mean, not just inside the team, also like outside the team.
Yeah.
Our fans were expecting us to consistently put up like good results, and trust me, like we were also like working hard. Like I can say that this roster, including all the players and the coaching staff, they are the most hardworking and most dedicated like members of Tyloo till today.
Wow.
So that's why like I do believe that if we keep working like this, we will get there. Like it's just a matter of time. Of course, we still need to adjust like some approaches here and there, but I think I believe hard work always pays off. Yeah.
And speaking of that hard work, I want to mention one thing about the players, or ask specifically individuals, because I used to play not long ago, right? And I wonder how you guys train individually in a region that is so far away from skill that you're used to when you are in Europe, right?
Yep.
So is that a lot of just scrims and playing against other teams? Is that effective enough, or are people putting more individual hours into studying European players, trying to copy them, trying to get down their moves, trying to find nades, develop different meta than there is in Europe? Like, how does this work? Are they spending more time on these individual things? Because in Europe, it's easy to get them, such as you just go play FaZe and you are playing naturally against professional players. But, you know, in your region, it doesn't really happen like that.
Yeah, like actually it's a mixture of both. We are definitely trying to get more scrims get as much scrims as possible, but it's pretty difficult, as you said. So like some of the players, they like to watch like European players' demos and study them, and some are more like focused on, like deathmatch and stuff, trying to sharpen their skills. But I just wanted to share that it could be interesting to you guys, but the difference between like the boot camping style of us and Europe, I guess. So in China, most of the esports, not just Counter-Strike, we are boot camping like consistently in like an office or a house together. As in Europe, most of the times players are practicing from home, right? And they'll have a boot camp like, here and there, like most of the time. It's but for very big events. But we are just, most of the time just staying together and practicing from one location. Basically, it's a boot camp scenario, right? This year, we are experimenting the European style and trying to let the players practice from home and see, because I personally found out that one of the drawbacks from our style before was people can get tired of each other, like at a certain point.
That's why we stopped doing that.
Yeah. So we're still experimenting. And some people are saying like that could be causing our downfall after the.
Oh, because you made this change.
But honestly, I don't think so. There are a lot of other factors contributing to that. But I think right now we're trying to find a balance between that. Like we're slowly adding more like boot camps in our home city, and try to see like it's just an experiment for us.
Can you run me through? You seem pretty open, so I'll ask this.
Yeah.
Can you run me through one day of boot camp
In China?
In China, in Tyloo's office, okay? When do you wake up? When do you start? How many scrims you have? When do you end?
We are like the official time for us in China is we need to get to the office around 12:30 and like be absolutely ready and finish your lunch etc. before 1. And it will be like individual training, like for example deathmatch. It's really up to the players, and for like 1 hour, and then from 2 we'll have like theory part, running through tactics etc.
Yeah.
And we'll have from 3 we'll have 2 scrims.
Okay.
So we finish at 5. So it's the afternoon part, and we'll have food. Dinner. And scrim again from 6 or 7. It depends sometimes. Yeah, so it's most of the time it's like 4 maps every day. That's the amount of scrims you can get in Asia most of the times.
It's way shifted compared to Europe.
Yeah.
I think most of the European teams started like 10 a.m.
Yeah,
and you're like 3 hours.
Yeah, so when we come to Europe for the bootcamp, we try to adopt to that. So we're getting to bootcamp location around 10:30, and have some food and etc. So it's when we're here, it's pretty similar, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And looking at like boot camping in Europe, is there like you had this idea of having that 6 months in Kiev all the way back in 2019?
Yep.
Is there something where you're thinking we're going to do that again now, 2026? Because if you look at, say, the Mongols, an example, right? they achieved everything that a Chinese team would have loved to have done. Tyloo were the record holders, yeah? Tyloo was the #1 Chinese team. COVID hit you guys a bit harder than Mongolia, right? Then the Mongols kept riding up, but they were living sometimes 9 months, if you include events, in Europe without going back home, you know, between Serbia bootcamp to an event, Serbia bootcamp to an event, then home. Is that something you would look at or could see for happening for Tyloo?
I think that's still in discussion. It always depends on the schedule of events, right? We are still trying to get bootcamps in as much as we can. Depends on the location of the next event and how many days we have to practice. Therefore, for example, before this major, we were in Warsaw for bootcamp.
How many days did you? 9?
7 days.
7 days, okay.
Yeah. We just finished Hong Kong and had a small break. And after that, we just flew to Warsaw for bootcamp. And yeah, it was a pretty nice bootcamp there.
You feel like you saw an improvement for the guys? Like you see a benefit already?
Yeah, I think definitely people are getting better in forms. We'll just have to see in officials.
Okay, so going into obviously the major now, what is, I guess, the team's kind of expectation of where they're at? What are you trying to make? Are you making stage 3 as a goal, a playoff? Like, where is the bar set for Tyloo?
So we're trying to at least qualify to stage 3. That's our kind of minimum goal, and after that, top 8 or anything above is really depends on I guess sometimes you need to be lucky in the draws and and also against some teams your map boost doesn't really have advantage. So, but and the minimum goal was stage 3. Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to also ask about what it's like in China right now for the academy style players, because I know, remember we were doing We Play Academy League?
Yeah.
People may not know this, but it was me and Jack jumping on a call with, at the time, We Play. We started to have the idea of getting Tyloo into the academy league. It would have been great. It would have been amazing to have, because we wanted to have people from all regions. I was heavily involved in the process of making the academy league, and you guys were wanting to do it, right? You were wanting to make that step. But as of right now, you don't have it, right?
No, we don't have an academy team right now, but we are constantly looking for young talents.
So how does that work in China right now? Because for me, when I speak to even some of my Chinese commentator friends, right? You know me, I'm active on this Bilibili now and Weibo. I'm talking to people more, trying to understand where do the other teams, organizations, who is helping grow this younger scene up and help you find these young players? Because I don't know how it works in China compared to what we have here.
There are actually a couple of orgs.
Okay.
Yeah, in China, they have Counter-Strike teams, and even though they are not as competitive as let's say Ratam or Lynn Vision or us, but they're as of recently I can see some of their players have really good talents, and
Are they young as what we see in Europe and North America?
Young, below 20.
Below 20. Okay. Is there any then promising, I don't know, 15, 16-year-old talents you start to see?
There is, but I can't mention names because
you don't want to
Trade
it's secret.
I won't make you say that. But this is really good for us to hear, because it's Asia now has more slots at the major, there's more opportunity. But we see the sad result for Lynn Vision, or we see the result for Rare Atom, and it makes me think where are the next players? Because if they're suffering so badly, both going 0-3, who are we getting? Next for the next generation of Chinese talent to come through? And how much, in your opinion, did the Shanghai Major help with making Counter-Strike more popular in China?
I think every big tournaments like Shanghai Major or IM Chengdu helps a lot. It's the fans or the young players can see that they have a shot or they have a chance to become what they see on the screen, right? But it's interesting that you mentioned that about the slot distribution in Asia. Yeah, that's I think one of the main reasons that there are like incoming or more like orgs that are at least interested or starting to have their own like Counter-Strike division, like big names like we'll see next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was something also just wrote in chat that maybe you can tell me if it's true
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not. It says China people who are under 16, or maybe it's under, I don't know what the age is, but teenagers or something can't play in China. They're restricted to 3 to 4 hours a week. Is that true?
I think below 18,
Below 18.
you can't play in official tournaments in China. Yeah.
But are they limited by the amount of hours they can play in a week at all if they're younger? Like, is there any?
Like last I checked, some of the tournament organizers are changing or adjusting the rules, but I need to double check before.
Because
I can,
if you think like CIS places, Europe, they've got these people grinding, like they finish
Yeah.
school, they're grinding crazy, they're playing crazy. So I
Yeah.
wondered how that hit.
Monesi has lived more in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Monesi has played more Counter-Strike than life itself, right?
yeah, I think
100%.
Nico said Monesi played more Counter-Strike than him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Already.
It's kind of crazy to think about.
I think he was in main menu for a
Yeah.
long time there, but
He's young but old player, right?
yeah.
From you?
Yeah, no, I absolutely wanted to ask this question.
Oh, okay.
It was I wanted to first apologize if I'm being ignorant, but last time I've heard news
Yep.
from China about this law being kind of enforced about the hours in, but you answered it perfectly. I think that is something that hinders also these younger players, to rise up and maybe blocks some of that early talent to bloom.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah, it's
Twitch chat asked it. So
Yeah, Twitch chat were ahead of you, Steve.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
I
it's-
probably typed it.
no,
It
it's
didn't give me a chance.
there's always some way you can get around that, right? It's,
All right, let's not say that
yeah.
live on
No, but-
podcast.
We all noticed, right? Like there were times where I should have been going to school. I wasn't, I
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
skipping
I mean, it's,
school. It's not good. You shouldn't do it. But I mean, passion.
yeah,
pushes
I
you.
mean, at the end of the day, it's personal decisions. right?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I'm not gonna sit here and encourage like the
Of course.
young guys in China to
do this.
skip school or commit to Counter-Strike like full time.
Yeah.
But just in general, I think recently we are able to see that more and more young talents coming in.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah.
And we're already getting on late. I know you waited so long for us. So
Okay.
I just want to also just ask around the Chinese fans because they are such big fans of all the other teams, like the superstars, the Monacies, the Nikos and stuff. I'm reading comments all the time where they're like so harsh on Tyloo, so harsh on Lynn Vision. Is it harder for your players because the numbers in these places, like I have more social media followers in China, I get more views on videos in China. Obviously, there's a lot more people in China, so it makes sense. But that means all the hate and the anger is also amplified.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that as a manager and with your players? Because sometimes it's so horrible. Like I'm reading comments, and it's fucking disgusting. Like it's worse than some of the stuff I've seen European, American players get. What they get from these Chinese fans. Like when LVG got eliminated and Emilia was crying, yeah. I wrote a post on my Chinese social media to say like, you guys are disgusting if you're being bad to him for this, because you should support him and try to pick him up if he's your countryman and you want to see him succeed. So just tell me how you deal with it all, Jack, because it's wild.
Like my opinion, I mean, I always tell my players that like it goes both ways, right? When we are winning, like the praise you're getting from our fans are also like amplified. So
Okay.
yeah. So if you can accept the praise, then you should also be able to accept the the
hate.
flames, the hate.
Yeah.
So it's you can't like just have one and just and complain about like the hate. It's at the end of the day, you're playing for your own career. You're playing for your teammate. Just need to be like everyone. Just need to be focused on like one single thing, which is to win, right? Like if you win, then everything is solved. So and you can't complain about like hate or like flames if you lose. Like it's normal, like reactions.
Yeah.
Well, it's in every sports, not just esports, right?
True. Very
So yeah, like just need to find a way to deal with it. If you can't, then just block social media.
Don't
And
use
easy
it.
as that. Yeah.
Based decision.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Any final words to Jack before we go?
No, I think I wish you guys luck. Love seeing you play, and yeah.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Styko.
Likewise. I would ask, but it's just a real quick question. Okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Is the
If
button-
Tyloo, if Tyloo has a winning condition, okay, to make it to the next stage, what is
Yeah.
it? What is your best strength?
Just play as a whole and commit to each other. That's it. Yeah.
Got it.
Well, Jack, I've known you a long time. Thank you very much for coming on, man. I appreciate it. It was very good to learn from you a bit more and hear all of this. Your camera's going to be this one right here. Is there anything you want to say? Because also I'll be uploading this to Bilibili at the end with Chinese subtitles, so everyone will see. It will be going everywhere. So you can say it in English, you can say it in Chinese, whoever else. Just your last thoughts.
So I'll start with English. I know that there are also a lot of supporters who's supporting Tyloo outside of China. I just want everyone to keep supporting us. We are having our ups and downs, but I do believe our guys, including our coaching staff, are working their ass off to, prove that we can be as competitive as anyone. So thanks for the support, and hopefully we'll do some damage in the major. And I'll do Chinese.
In Mandarin, yeah.
就是感谢大家一直以来的支持吧。然后我也在天路已经待了8年了。其实目前这个阵容，我是真的觉得，无论是队员也好，还是选手也好，他们都是我见过的最努力的，也是最职业的。可能大家都会有这样那样的问题，但是我是期望就是这次 Major 也好，还是接下来的一切比赛也好，我们能展现出来就是我们平时的努力的结果，然后让大家给大家一个满意的答卷吧，谢谢。
Thank you very much, Jack. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck at the major, my friend. Go kill it out there.
Thanks for having me on.
And for the European fans out there as well, make sure they can get the Tyloo jersey now, right? We had that discussion. It is possible.
It will be.
It will be. We're making-
It's to be decided. I guess.
G gave me a shirt in Austin. Yeah, I wore it on one episode of the podcast, and I had to message Jack. I'm like, Jack, everyone's asking me where they can get the Tyloo jersey. So soon it will come. That's a very positive.
Soonish.
Soonish. Soonish. I like the
That was a smart move right there.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much, Jack. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao.
All right, this is crazy. This is a great episode. There was so much insight. There was so much we got to learn about all of this as well. Styko, final words from you.
It's time to learn Chinese, buddy. I wish I knew what he said, but great episode. Thank you for having me. We went deep into pretty much every topic that we've discussed.
We
Guests
might all
were
be
great.
fired, by the way. We might not be working a broadcast tomorrow. Roman might kill us at this point for doing 3 hours nearly.
If there are going to be delays tomorrow, it's on us.
It's all our fault. We put everyone to sleep.
Viewer on stage.
Devilwalk, they're playing music in my ear now. Go, go, go. Last bit.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you tomorrow at Major.
Yes, the major stage 2 starts tomorrow. Thank you watching live. If you were watching live around the world, over 1,000 people in Twitch. I don't know about the other channels, but it's absolutely amazing because we never do this stuff live. Hope you've enjoyed it. The VOD will be up as well if you're watching it there. The game's going to be amazing. I'm your host, James Banks. Here's Devilwalk. Here's Styko. We'll see you for the Starlighter Budapest Major Stage 2 in a few hours.